at Sabrachi Jewelry Design, or Sabrachi. I don't even say his name right anymore because of Zach. He's a sponsor of Now We Go, and he's a sponsor of this show. He's a dual sponsor. He's a gemologist. He's a jeweler. He's specialized in CAD design, and he's also a branding specialist. You need anything at all done in those categories, Matt is the best motherfucker for that. It's D'Antonio and Klein Jewelers in Philadelphia, PA, and he's also going to be doing it soon to be in Lehigh Valley, PA. You can call or DM for appointments. He's in Philly on 726 Sanson Street, and you can follow him on social media at Sabraki Jewelry Design. He's made pendants for finishers. We're working on stuff together. It's not just jewelry. We're working on pendants and all kinds of things. He's making rings. He can do anything that you need, from design to gems to jewelers. He is the real deal, and I'm excited. He's a childhood friend who grew a diamond business. He's a jeweler. We did a podcast with him. It's a cool story. Check him out. Sabraki Jewelry Designs. Influencer, TikToker, entrepreneur, OnlyFanser. At this point, I'm just adding ERs. Show stalker, Gypsy Sister Kelly Lynn. She's sponsoring the show. And all you little boys who hit me up in my DMs, look at that, man. She's in a bikini. Go pay for it. Go pay for it. Go over to her Instagram. You want to know what Kelly's doing? Guys and girls, because girls, you can learn what she's doing. She's making a lot of money. You go over to @theGypsySister. You click on the link in her bio. After you look at all her pictures, a lot of good content. She's putting out content. She's an influencer. She's crushing TikTok. So you get into that Instagram, and then you click on it. And then you got your links. You got all your links now. You can see everything she's doing. Everything. She's doing merch. She'll pick up a shirt or a pillow. You want to sleep next to her? That's what I do. I got 6 of them in my bed. TikToker. You want to see her dance a little bit? See her dance on the railroad? Go there. She's an entrepreneur, an influencer, a TikToker. We're doing a podcast together. She's got a webpage coming. Should have asked me to do it. It'd be done. And she's a counselor. Girls, you want to learn how to do what she's doing? Go check it out. All the information is at Gypsy Sister on Instagram. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for finally taking the step towards OnlyFans. And you can go check it out, guys. Get out of my DMs and get into hers. Thank you, Kelly. Mad J's Barbecue, www.madjsbarbecue.com. They take cash, they take credit card. You can order online. Order online is the easiest for everybody. They can also call in their order. They got 2 locations. They are killing the barbecue game. Started out small. Now these guys got 2 separate locations. They're doing catering. They're doing pop-ups at Seven Sirens Brewery. What else can these guys do? The Nazareth location is over at 52 East Lawn Road. Anybody knows where Nazareth is? It's down past 7-Eleven, right next to Rita's. Shout out Calandra. They are at 52 East Lawn Road, and that's 610-365-7275, and www.madjsbarbecue.com. Justin just opened up the 2nd location, and he is a part of Willow Creek Brewery, and that is 643 Penn Avenue, West Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm going to be having these guys on the show, and they are crushing barbecue, catering, in-store, pickup. They're doing it all, man. They're doing it all. Check them out at madjsbarbecue.com, and thank you for being a sponsor. Precision Laser. Precision Laser is a family-owned aesthetic laser practice in Easton, Pennsylvania that was founded in 2019. They offer laser hair removal, laser tattoo removal, vascular and pigmented lesion removal, acne treatment, and more. Their team of licensed experts use cutting-edge technology and safe laser protocols to deliver you the best skin results throughout Easton, New Jersey, and the greater Lehigh Valley. They provide free consultations and affordable pricing to make laser treatments accessible to you all. To learn more about their services or book an appointment, please go to precisionlaserspecialist.com or call 484-306-0089. They are located at 42 South 3rd Street in Easton, PA, 18042. What are they running this summer? Hair removal. I'd like to get this whole thing removed because what do I want? A summer beach bod. They are running for $165 per session. You pick 2. Armpits, bikini Brazilian, upper legs, lower legs. This is what we're doing with them. I'm excited to have them, and I'm excited for them to be working with us. They're on the podcast. You can check out everything they're doing on the website, and thank you for being a sponsor. Look good this summer. Look good. Start on him because we're just going to roll into pizza.
Aren't we, though?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's good. So we're just gonna do a rolling start, and you can just introduce the pizzas, and then we'll just eat, and then get into your story.
We're just gonna eat on camera.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna eat all the pizza, talk about it. He's gonna.
I don't care. I'm not proper.
Like introduce every
I'm
pie.
not proper.
Yeah, introduce every pie, and then say what it is and what you do with it, and then that'll go. So you can start. This is
Listen,
this is a part of the show. We already
can,
started the show.
No,
This
it's
is
fine.
the
I don't
show.
know.
You can say whatever you want. I'm just gonna eat the fucking pizza.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Like,
no,
oh, we use this with it's a special. I don't care. It looks good.
like,
Yeah.
look
Smells
at it.
good.
This was the dough fermentation. He's like, yeah, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's probably really good. Just put it in my
Yeah,
mouth already.
I believe.
What's
you.
the first one?
So this
Did
is
you start the show? You
Yeah,
say
this
hello.
is already it.
Okay, but you
That's
didn't
what I'm
say.
saying. We're doing a rolling
Did you?
start.
You have to introduce him and all that stuff.
No.
Oh, are we doing that first?
No,
Okay.
no. We're gonna just eat the pizza, talk about the pizza, and then we'll introduce you and get into the show.
Oh,
If they don't read that it's the nice slice.
People don't
You
read.
know?
Nobody cares. Nobody
Yeah.
knows me. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first one.
You missed it.
This
All right.
is the first one. All right, so this is the shorty. Okay. I don't have a reason. Well, I do have a reason for the why I called it this. One of my best friends, his dog was named Shorty and was just like really sporadic and different kind of dog, very spastic. So like I wanted to do something, in my opinion, that was different than most pizzas around here. Like I told you guys off camera, I used to work at Marici's on College Hill. So one of their
I used to deliver there.
wait, really? Wait, when? We
right,
might know each other,
right before they put the bar in.
dude.
Did you work there when I was there?
Bro, I worked there from like end of 02 to like middle of 04 when I graduated. I swear to God.
So I worked there as they were putting the bar in.
Yeah.
So I used to have to walk through and deliver the beer,
Yeah.
and then because I work for Nazareth Beverage, and then they had the bar in.
Yeah.
And then I
they
left.
did the outside too with the
I
art
didn't.
and
I wasn't
everything.
there when they did that. But I was there when they
Okay.
were putting the bar in.
Yeah. We probably know each other.
I probably saw you there one time.
Like that's what I was saying. Like I
Here comes that
feel like I
fucking
know
miserable dickhead beer guy. That's
No.
probably what he said about
him. Yeah,
you.
that's probably that's probably what I was thinking at 15 years old. Like,
Fuck you, buddy.
that
can't
beer
believe
guy's
you
a
were
real
swearing.
dickhead.
Who hates beer people?
Oh my God,
You
the
can't
beer
be a
guy.
bad
That's
guy.
so funny that I pictured you guys at this age.
I wish he delivered soda. What an asshole.
2 weeks ago.
So
I
anyway,
Yes, you see me walk in, you're like, he probably drinks all the fucking beer.
yeah.
so like I said, this is the shorty. It's an upside down, right? So the reason I brought up Marici's is because they had a Sicilian style that was
It
like
was
tomato
so-
pie
it-
style.
it was-
Bro, you already know, dude.
I know.
Cheese on bottom, sauce on top, and I finish it with pecorino on top. It's one of my favorites personally.
You had this at Seven Sirens, right?
I did. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
first one you tried, actually, as a
yeah.
matter of fact. So this
Yeah.
is, if you want to dig right in,
Yeah.
please, gentlemen.
Yeah. It's pecorino, Mike.
I didn't cut it completely. If you just want to,
Fun.
Don't touch all the pizza.
Here, just break it up.
Weirdo.
you just want me to rip it for you?
Yeah.
I got you, big dog.
We'll hit him too.
Of course, I'm gonna hit him. Give me your plate.
With punches?
It's just like you're at my house right now. Oh my god. I'm serving you.
I'm zooming in on you.
Where's your plate?
I'm right here.
I got you, bud. So this is obviously cooked a little bit ago, so have some mercy on me.
No, it's really good.
Am I supposed to eat with you? Is that how this works? Okay.
Hey,
If you don't want to eat pizza.
so you make pizza? Do you eat it? No, I hate the shit.
It tastes like shit. I just make it.
Oh, I got. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. No,
The
Oh, I hate you so much.
pecorino.
that's really cool. It's a nice thing to say.
It's so good.
Thanks, man.
It pissed me off.
All right. That's
God damn it! It's great. It's very good.
thanks, man.
It's very good. It makes
What
me
a
angry.
mixed reaction that was.
Makes me angry because I'm gonna want to eat it all the time.
Well,
It's very good.
like we were talking.
It's
I do
super
like.
different.
I do like the dough is very good.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It's super different. It was the first thing I said to him. I'm like, this is totally different than anything really going on around here. I like
Your
it a
sauce
lot.
is very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Like I don't like.
Right. Let's see where
I like
get that
this kind of sauce. I don't like the real.
the cooked sauce.
Yeah, I don't like the shit that tastes like fucking spaghetti sauce.
Funny you say that.
Don't like it.
So when it comes to sauce, I guess we could talk about this now. Huh?
Yeah.
We'll just talk about you. So, there's a lot of pizzerias with like when I was growing up that did cooked sauce, which I don't have anything against cooked sauce. I think it's good at certain places. It's killer.
I'm saving little pieces to the end. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's like
it-
7
yeah,
pieces
yeah,
to go through.
We're doing so much today.
I can do it.
I believe you.
Yeah, no. So, but what I do is I do a fresh sauce.
I'm not saving any.
And I do 2 different types of tomatoes. I do different companies, I should say. And I do a crush style and then a whole tomato style that I puree myself with a little blitzer. Just a little salt, a little olive oil. That's all that goes in it. man.
Whole tomatoes always taste different than when you get the ones that are. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in my head,
Yeah.
which it probably is.
It's in your head. No.
But legitimately, like when I cook at home,
sure.
I'll buy whole tomatoes and do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I get the other thing, it just does. I don't know what it is. It's not the same.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
No, so I know, like, it's just...
Is it because of this? It's still intact. Like the skin kind of holds a little bit.
So, like, a little bit of the skin that's on it still, like, adds to the
Yeah.
bitterness of it, and
Yeah.
it counteracts the sweetness of the tomato.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like I said, why I do a fresh sauce. I like that brightness
because
to sauce.
cooked sauce, it gets.
Like I said, there's
The
nothing
more
wrong
you,
with
the
it.
more you cook it, though, it gets.
another bite.
It's not as vibrant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love the plates.
Yeah.
Cole's,
Yes.
Cole's special.
Honestly, it's really cool.
Yeah.
They're really summer vibes.
My buddy's wife kept yelling at me because I would post food pictures and it'd be on paper
I see that
plates.
box. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna put my crust in. I can't eat all, like.
My buddy's wife was like, "Why do you keep posting these like really good pictures of food and it's like a fucking shitty here, I'll put it over here.
Thanks, bud.
Shitty paper plate." And I was like, "Fine, I'll get nice plates." And
Yeah.
then
You should
I
get some
posted it
fucking,
and
like-
she was dying laughing.
Get some
Yeah.
like really fine china. You only need like one fucking
I have
plate.
it.
Like real light. You know,
my
you need
machine
one-
gave me an entire like super gaudy Italian set, but I'll wait for the new stewed.
You ready? You finished that whole slice, dude? We got 7 more pizzas to go.
Let's
dude.
go.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's my friend right there.
It is good.
All right, so guys, the next one is going to be called the sweet heat. So what the sweet heat is same thing. The fresh tomato sauce I use, a little bit of pecorino, some fresh smoked mozzarella instead of the whole milk mozzarella that I did on the bottom of the shorty.
Why don't I smoke mozzarella? It can't.
You don't like it?
No, I'm saying I should do that.
Oh, I thought you had said you don't like it. I was like, cool.
I
All right, so
have
that's
No,
He's
no.
like, "Hey man, I don't like your fucking pizza."
No, like when you get a smoker, like you sit around and you're like, I'm gonna make smoked queso dip, and you make it like that was so awesome, and then you just look around for stuff to smoke, and you're like, I can smoke anything.
the second I
Steaks
got
and
my
shit.
Traeger like 2 years ago, I stopped using the charcoal grill I got. I stopped using the other gas grill I got. Like I even do like burgers and hot dogs on my smoker.
Yeah,
I was gonna
hot
do
dogs
that
are
too.
fantastic,
Aren't
with a
they?
smoker.
Even
yeah.
Yeah.
even if you still like I do the Five Guys thing, I split them in half.
Yeah, I'll do
because I'm
that.
a bougie bitch. you know
No,
what I mean?
sometimes I'll do them that way. Walters does that way. The
Yeah.
Texas Wieners in Scranton, they cut them down and fry them flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take them anyway.
The hot dogs from Nello's are fucking
Hold up
killer.
the
by the way.
kazooie
Where?
as
What's it
well.
called?
Nello's Butcher.
Oh, Nello's
Oh.
Butchers. They're
Hot dogs are
fantastic.
fucking
Yeah.
are delicious. Yeah.
So yeah, the smoked mozzarella, fresh smoked mozzarella, excuse me. Pepperonis, and then I finish it with Calabrian chili sauce that I make myself. So I'll do a jar of Calabrian chilies. I'll blitz it with some olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then I'll also finish it with some hot honey. Normally I use a local brand, Prohibition Honey Company out of, I think they're in Easton actually, as a matter of fact.
Fuck yeah.
Super cool, dude.
Really?
But yeah, they are. Dude,
How are
so
they compared
it's-
to Mike? I like Mike's hot
So
honey.
I like Mike's Hot Honey too, but I
It's
gotta
got
tell
a
you,
certain kind of. It's more of a.
it's
sweet
more
than
sweet than
yeah.
heat.
Why don't you
So-
try his pizza?
Yeah, bro, go ahead. So
I'm
give me your-
gonna.
give me your
have
plate,
a bunch of
Daddy.
it.
I'm like, give me the fucking pizza.
He's like, you guys are having a great conversation. Just give me the fucking pizza.
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't.
I really do appreciate your sauce, and it's very good.
Thanks. Oh my god, I'm just
is
throwing
very
it
good.
for now. Just
Thanks,
for
man.
fun. Give me your plate,
Yeah, I
pizza.
really hate like. Listen, I went to this place, and I'll tell you,
listening.
I don't even know the name of it. It's
Drop the
horrible.
fucking name. No, I'm just kidding.
It's I had to go to.
Tell us the goddamn name now. Let's go, Ali.
Sing
and
like a
Lisa on
canary,
you.
dude.
I had to go to
I have a special set
a
of
college
This is well young.
outside of
man.
Scranton,
Yeah.
Ooh, that's smoking there.
You like that?
Marywood University.
Okay.
That's it.
Is that
and-
the pizza shop? Or are you talking
No,
about?
no.
Okay.
So Marywood University. Oh, wait.
It's a whole
The
college of
town that it's
pizzas.
in is
Yeah.
very tiny.
Okay.
So if you're in that town, you'll know exactly. And I went. I was like, it had a lunch break, and all
Nice,
these people are going like, "Oh, let's go to Chinese food or whatever." And I was like, "No, I want to get fucking pizza. Like I eat pizza everywhere we go to try it." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're well known for our pizza here. That it's like a sweet sauce."
Angelo's.
It's
Are you talking about Angelo's?
Super sugary. I don't know, but it's super sugary. And I took one bite, and I was like, "What the fuck happened to this?
So-
it's not right. I don't like it."
So there's this place. I feel like it's up in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, and I think it's called Angelo's. I think.
Well, let me find out where Marywood is. What town? It's a tiny little part.
Try the pizza.
I have to find this out first. I'm very
my man is
bothered.
googling right now.
No, I'm
is that,
bothered.
Is that? Do you guys? Is that an
Dunmore.
Android? That's an Android, right?
Yeah,
There's like
Dunmore.
7 lenses on the back of that.
Yep,
thing.
I can.
It
I
looks
can
like
direct
a
traffic.
tarantula,
and the
yeah.
fucking- yeah. It says Scranton, but it's actually Dunmore.
What's it called? The place?
Oh, I don't know. I'll find out right now. Dunmore Pizza. Oh, it was just not. It just bothered me. It bothered me. They were so happy with it, and I'm like, this isn't good. Tell them.
I like
Colarusos.
Cal Russo's.
Yeah. I don't,
I used to have a boss named Cal Russo. I think it's this.
yeah.
Not
Or
the same guy, obviously.
I don't know. Listen, it's either that one or Nordosi's. It was one of those
Oh.
because one's on Blakely and one's on Dricker, and I ate at both of them. I literally every time I was there for like 2 weekends
Sorry,
in a
I'm putting
row,
the
and I
used
just
ones, like, right
continued to
next to
eat
it,
pizza every weekend. My wife's super happy I was eating healthy.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
There's a lot of things I like about it. I like the smoke,
Thank you.
and that smoke works really well with your sauce.
Yeah.
And then I like that it's not Mike's Hot Honey because I eat Mike's Hot Honey a lot, and then to have a different hot honey changes the taste because a lot of people try and go after the Mike's Hot Honey.
So
And
Mike's
some people do it very well,
Yeah.
and then there's some people that just dump Mike's Hot Honey on it, and then the rest of it doesn't work with
Yeah.
Mike's Hot Honey. So I like that
Prohibition.
that all works with a hot honey that's not Mike's Hot Honey.
So, yeah,
it changes the pizza.
I don't know for sure, and I feel really bad. I'm sure Mike's Hot Honey isn't watching this, but they're I think like I said, or like we said earlier, like it's a little more sweet
Yeah.
than it is heat. Whereas the Prohibition honey that I use, he like makes it with habaneros.
Yeah.
and
well, see,
it's
I've had, and
good.
that's why I like
It's
this
good.
a lot.
You like
is
that, bud?
I introduced, because I got introduced to Mike's Hot Honey through Local Stone, and then I just started buying it all the
Mm-hmm.
time, and then more people try it, and everybody, it's crazy how big that's getting just from people eating it all the time.
Mike's Hot Honey.
Yeah.
Dude, I put it on fried chicken.
Everything.
And it's
Everything.
Fucking.
It works on everything.
Bro,
It works.
do big things.
Oh, if you're stoned, watch out. Put it
I
on
don't
my
know about
fingers.
drugs, but I'm sure it's good.
Drugs are bad, kids.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
unless you do a
Users
lot
are
of them,
losers.
kids.
Up with hope, down with dope.
Yeah, Dare is so cool.
Yeah, try doing a lot of drugs, kids.
Okay, all right.
This
Jesus.
is a horrible term.
I hope no kids are watching
A
this.
friend of mine gave me a habanero spread.
Yeah.
And then that was where I had hot honey with habanero, and it was a spread. And then that's why I think I'm enjoying this because of the habanero is different from the Mike's Hot Honey.
Yeah. Yeah,
I feel Mike's Hot Honey, is
more sweet than heat.
really, really sweet.
Yeah.
With a little bit in the back end. This is up front.
Yeah.
Before you got the honey part.
The thing about like spicy food too, like I like spicy food and I'll eat spicy food. I really do enjoy spicy food. I hate companies that make, whether it's like hot sauce or some kind of spice, they make it because they just want it to be hot.
Yeah.
When the
So-
flavor is lost. I don't
so-
think anything pisses me off more when there's that kind of. Well, there's a lot of
So
things that piss me off.
the horrible
You
hot
just
sauce.
flip the table.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So the one on
Hot ones?
hot ones, the
Oh, yeah,
horrible
the
one.
bomb.
It's a bomb.
So I
I've
bought
had
that.
It sucks.
Listen.
It
and
tastes
this-
like you put pennies in your
So
mouth.
and this is what I tell people all the
Yeah.
time. Like I like hot sauce. Like I ordered their hot sauce, like
Yeah.
their brand stuff, and it's very good.
I
On both
love
of them,
their
the
brand.
red and the green, it's very good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you get the one that's like the bomb, and it just tastes like if it tastes good and it's hot, I can deal with it. Theirs just tastes like fucking tar.
Yeah, it sucks.
And
And
I,
it's not
I
good.
love Mike's Hot Honey. I
This
think
is
it'll,
the-
I think
where
it'll
is this,
always be my
Prohibition?
favorite hot honey.
Prohibition honey
but
company.
I
So they
like
sell
that
this-
this is different.
How do they sell this shit? Because I need to get some.
In a bottle. No, I was in
Oh,
like
in a cup, you have to
just-
run out real quick.
You just mace them and leave.
put it in a little.
No, is
show up
it,
to a
are they
house and it's in
little
a bowl.
plastic things or are they big ass bottles?
No, they're not big. They're not big. Like you can order like Mike's Hot Honey off Amazon
Yeah.
with like the 28 ounce like bottle or shit.
I know.
But I've used it before. Like it's
Yeah.
great. But no,
You can
the
buy single
Prohibition-
serve fucking Mike's Hot Honey.
I
too.
believe it's like the 12 and 16 ounce. Like it's good.
That's very
He's
good.
been sold out for a bit with some shit. He actually gave me because he did my first pop up with.
I gotta find this. Where is it at?
It's
Where's
Prohibition Honey
this guy?
Co.
God damn, that
on Instagram.
It works. Listen,
And he's a really nice guy too.
I realize that I hate you because I like your pizza so much. All
right, that's aggressive, but that's fine.
It is.
He's very aggressive.
It's really aggressive.
Yeah, because I guys, I'm gonna fight you for the rest of those.
Thank you for not eating dinner.
Yeah. It's very good. I
Yeah.
like that it works so well with the pepperoni
Yeah.
and your like it really that's probably so I've had two, but that's probably the best one so far.
We have 4 more to go.
I will eat them.
It's fine if you tell me the rest that taste like shit because the first 2 are the
No.
only ones I've been doing at pop-ups.
No,
That's
so the
fine.
second one I think I like better.
Okay.
I like it better.
All right, cool. So let's see this third one. Oh my god, I forgot. I did them in order and then I reversed them. Oh, all right, cool. All right, so this one is I call it the Crispy Boy just because I put crispy pancetta on it. So it's gonna be the low moisture mozz, some pecorino, the crispy pancetta, some fresh basil, and I finish it with a balsamic glaze.
Fuck yeah.
So bring that plate over. Bring your what do you have on yours? You got a little cockatoo.
Yeah, they're a little
on yours?
different.
What the hell is this
Yours a
shit?
toucan. What do you have
Prohibition.
on yours?
Prohibition, New Jersey?
No, it's Prohibition Honey Co. is what they're called.
Oh, I can't figure that out.
My phone's on the. Oh, I'm so sorry. I
all right.
slapped that down. Let me get your.
I'm all in. Here we
What's
go.
yours? Oh, you just have a flower.
Guys have flowers.
You don't
man.
have a bird. What's the
No.
point? Continuity? Who fucking cares?
You got to put. I'm the one that's supposed to be in the middle, and you have the birds on the outside.
That's nice.
This is very good.
Got it.
Did you find it, bud?
Yep.
Too good to be legal. It's illegal.
Is that what
everyone.
he says?
It's too good to be legal. It's illegal, guys. We got to throw it away.
It's just... Oh my god, I'm so sorry, dude.
That's all right. Imagine there's no avocado. What is this? I'm confused.
Okay.
That is glorious. All right.
So like I said, yeah, that pancetta.
Are you full at all? Are you slowing down? You
I don't
ready to
even
go?
know. I don't. Those are quitting words. I don't have that in my vocabulary.
Those are quitting words.
Yeah. All right. What is this? I'm sorry.
So like I said, bud, this is a crispy pancetta, fresh basil,
yeah.
with moisture mozz, pecorino, and finished with balsamic glaze.
Ooh.
This is the crispy boy.
It's God.
Just in case anyone was ever curious what it sounds like when I eat food. I'm really
Yeah.
glad this is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I sell the audio to perverts. Was that AMSR?
ASMR.
Yeah.
ASMR. Chris eats food. That would be the lowest YouTube video of all time. All right.
Okay.
Was this the box for that one?
That is the box for that one. Throw that in there.
You're all right.
Okay. So
All right.
my take on it is,
Okay.
I could eat the spicier one, the second one,
Mm-hmm.
if I were just popping in, having a couple slices.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a whole pie, I'd probably order this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You know what I mean? Like I like.
You want to sit down and enjoy that with some friends.
Yes. So this one has a completely
Nice glass of
So
Sutter
good.
Home with the old lady.
no.
Draw a bath.
You always want to bring in the old lady.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't advise eating my pizza in a bath.
No.
There's electricity in it.
It smells wonderful. No, and it is. It's really
Thanks, man.
it's really like it's not over the top.
You didn't have this at
I did not. I've only done the pop-ups. I've only done the shorty and the sweet heat. The other one, the rest of these ones I'm doing are ones that I do with the catering side of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get it.
Well, it
back,
makes more
obviously.
sense.
Yeah. Because not that I'm saying it takes much more time. Like, I'm like, oh, it adds 20 seconds to preparation. Like, I'm not like that, but like,
That shit adds up, man.
Yeah, it
Especially if
does.
you would have to try and do some shit like this with the Music Fest pop-up.
yeah.
You're not, you know,
I feel like I'll probably have a heart attack on that Saturday. That's fine. I'm young, sort of.
I feel you could just sit there during Music Fest and just continually make pies. Just pick what you want and then just let them stack up, and people just walk up and grab them, and
So that's why I got
know what I
that
mean?
thing that I brought, that cooling
they would just
rack.
stack up and be like, "Hey, this is what we got right now."
This is what I have right now. What
Yeah.
do you want? Yeah.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, damn it, this is very good.
Thanks, man.
It smells wonderful too.
Thank you.
It does. Did you smell it?
yeah.
Yeah, Mike, did you smell it?
It's very comforting.
I spent so much time on the smell. Can you smell it?
no, I'm
please?
serious. It smells like
It does smell
Thanks,
really
man.
good.
it's very good. It
you.
smells. It's
And what's all on that again?
So that one is the sauce, the pecorino,
Yeah.
low moisture mozzarella.
That pecorino is fucking awesome.
Crispy pan-
Everything you put it on, it
Thank
really
you.
stands out.
I like it a lot better than Parmesan.
Yeah.
The crispy Parmesan, crispy prosciutto. No, not even prosciutto. What am I talking about?
Pancetta.
Pancetta. Well,
Yeah.
God, I'm stuck on stupid. The pancetta, and then it's finished with fresh basil and this
I love the
balsamic
fresh
glaze.
basil's a real nice touch to it as well.
Yeah, it's like, you know what's funny is that I hate black licorice. I think it's the worst, one of the worst tastes in the world. But honestly,
fuck you, Sambuca.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we finished the show with Sambuca.
No.
every
oh,
show.
that's fine. We can do that.
No, not at all.
But then I finish it with the balsamic glaze. So like I used to, when I first tried it, I was like, oh, let me just put like balsamic vinegar on it, and it was fine, but it was too like watery. You know what I'm saying? And it would like sog it up a
Well,
little
glaze,
bit.
the
The glaze is better, and it soaks into it a little better. And I think it has it's like the thickness to it has more body to it.
But it's
so.
just so good because even like the dough. Yes, can I help you?
Is this school?
Did you smell it?
I don't want to raise my hand.
It smells wonderful. The dough is wonderful.
Thank you.
Each one, and that's what I wanted to go back to. Each one of these is a whole different experience.
Yes.
And I like that.
I'm not making shit up
Thanks,
here.
guys.
No.
Thank you.
I clearly have eaten a lot of pizza in my life.
I like that you put so much into each one and have layered it, and there's tastes in each one. There's a whole different experience. But what I enjoy out of it the most is every time you get to the end, almost the best part is eating that crust. And that crust is so different than most pizzas that I have. And then it's kind of like you're finishing the pizza with like this thing that you really enjoy eating, which is the crust end of it.
Thanks, Mike.
But I don't really enjoy like a regular bar pizza style thing. When I get to the crust, it's like, all right, I'll just throw that shit to the side because I feel like crust used to taste good. They don't anymore. When you get into stuff like this or other people making
Yeah,
it,
the
it's-
crust back in the 90s were so much better, weren't they?
I feel like it
Goddamn.
was. I feel like people cared about shit more.
No, I know what you're saying.
But you know what? You can
Like, if
tell.
you go
You
to-
can
if you
tell
go to
by
a
if you watch
fucking
how
pizza
kids
shop,
eat pizza.
yeah.
Kids eat pizza now. They don't eat crust.
Yeah.
Growing up, maybe
I mean,
because
my
I was.
son just holds it upside down like a triangle
But
and
I
just
also,
goes.
Well,
I
it
also
could be
feel
because
like-
I was poor as shit, so I was just like, I'm eating everything on this fucking plate. But kids back then would always eat crust. Like
Yeah.
you weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah.
But now kids only eat.
But I like
Yeah.
more people doing shit like this and like Local Stone and all these other people that I'm meeting and doing all this pizza stuff because now you're putting pizza shops to a standard. And it's like I feel like a lot of people just started pushing fucking pizza out after a while. And it's like that's what I'm trying to get at is like crust to me is like, all right, fuck it, throw it in. Where this is like I finished every crust so far.
Yeah.
Like I'm just really, but I really enjoying finishing the pizza. And
Do you
normally
have
I
food
would,
in your refrigerator? You're eating all of this.
I don't have any food in my refrigerator. I didn't eat all day. I've been working so goddamn much.
It's just cider and 2 takeout.
But I
boxes.
just think there's something to your crust that complements the entire thing on
Thank you.
everything you're doing.
Thank
and
you.
it works with everything
I appreciate
you're doing.
that.
It- yeah.
Thank you so much.
It is. It's not.
It's different.
Yeah. You guys
And
ready for the
and I
next one?
feel you could. For what you're doing, you could cheat and just make crappy crust.
Yeah.
And concentrate on just toppings.
Yeah.
But you're not doing that. You're doing a legit. The whole thing is good, which is I admire because
Yeah, like-
normally
Thanks.
you could fake it and just do a basic shit. I mean, look
Yeah,
at
like,
how many.
so
Look
say
at my
you-
pizzerias are like.
Yeah.
Here's your shitty crust.
There's
and
a
it's just
taco
some
pizza.
fucking-
You get to your taco
Yeah.
pizza, and then
Or-
you get to the end. You're not eating that. You throw it in the fucking
No,
middle.
or you're gonna pull some fake bullshit. Well, we have deep dish that you've had in your fucking fridge, and it's just shitty. It's
Yeah.
just not right.
Yeah, I got you. No, I appreciate that.
I love Chicago pizza though. By the way, goddamn
Yeah,
Daryl.
Illuminati's.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck,
For
man.
sure.
Windy City, baby.
for sure.
Illuminati's is so fucking good. That's not
Yeah.
pizza though. That's fucking.
I'm just a big Bulls
That's different.
fan. I like the Chicago
So this
Bulls.
next-
Michael
so-
Jordan.
Got it,
Michael Jordan.
I think the asshole of the whole group.
Right? I didn't think it was.
So
an asshole.
I do, so like I said on my, like I'm doing the whole catering.
that's beautiful. There
This
you
is
go.
just a margarita, guys. So this is just the plain margarita I do.
all
Same
for it.
thing, just like sauce, the pecorino, and then just the smoked, mix of the smoked and just regular fresh mozzarella.
Ooh, I like
and then
that.
just, finish with more pecorino and olive oil on it. So
How are you doing? I'm slowing
Listen,
down.
it's
said, "Oh, I
it's
like
creepy when I'm watching you stare at the pizza and
I
you're
like
just going, and I can hear you in the microphone.
yeah. You know what? It's funny because like when you're younger, they hear like silence is the best compliment for a meal. You know what I mean?
No.
Because everybody's eating. I think Mike breathing is
Yes.
the best compliment I've ever gotten.
It's a sleep apnea.
Can you get that over here now?
Yeah, what are you doing in there?
What was that?
It was me. I like
Some
9
fucking
times now.
some kids drove by with the bass in their car.
Yeah.
I get
Your plate,
texts
big
every
dog.
once in a while from just the audio people that complain about stuff.
Do you really?
No.
Not me. No, I don't. When I'm here, it's good. Goddamn people. They have a problem, then give them my cell phone number.
Well, I feel like you get away with more if you're watching it because
Oh,
you're
okay.
understanding that if people are eating, where if you're just listening to someone like, you know.
If they're just hearing the audio part, yeah, they're confused, like what's happening.
You know, I was thinking about this now that we've started. Like, I've never just watched a video of myself eating. So
I record constantly. Like I have dinner alone and I'll record it and then watch it back.
that's not terrifying. There's no way that's terrifying.
It's a VHS
I
collection
have,
behind this
I have
wall.
hours of DVDs
And just puts
of
in-
just me eating in my house.
Just slow mo, just staring at the
do you
camera.
guys not have? Do you guys not have that?
And I've always like wanted to do stuff like that. So then like after I pass and like my friends have to go through my stuff, they're like,
Yeah.
"You find the tapes of Mike Eaton?" And it's
Yeah.
like that's what they talk about at your funeral.
Yeah, they're like, Mike had a lot of money. Like, no, he didn't. He had a lot of DVDs of him eating. That's tight.
Yeah,
They're
I think-
worth something
I
on
think
the internet for sure.
I think the goal is, when you pass away, people have to go through your stuff and
Yeah.
just be embarrassed. Be like,
Yeah.
what is he doing?
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for.
What do you think? I'll let you try. I already tried it.
It's fresh.
I'm trying to just do the one bite thing for the rest of this because,
So much.
One bite, you know the rules, guys.
oh my God.
Marshall's water. I don't think he knows about pizza, by the way. He
Honestly,
doesn't. He doesn't know.
all I know is that he does it every day. That's what I know.
But I know that the pizza he thinks is good He likes a certain kind of pizza.
He likes bar style pizza.
Yeah.
because he grew up on
But
that.
he's very upfront with.
Oh, sure he is.
He says that.
Yeah,
He does. He's
yeah.
like, I like bar style. He'll call like something from, you know, places we all grew up going to, like, you know, the Angelos, the Sicily, whatever. He calls it football pizza.
Yeah.
Which is like, I get that, but like, I think it's almost like this sets a precedence in his head where like, okay, this is a certain type. It's not what I really want. You know what I mean? He already knows
So-
he's gonna give it a whatever. I like watching these videos. I think they're great. But
It could be really good pizza.
I really don't have an opinion about it.
But I'm saying it could be really good pizza, and because, like you said, because he considers it bar pizza, it'll never get that fucking 8 point something because it's bar pizza. That's why I don't. That's what I don't like.
That's
about
not
it.
true. Angelo's in South Philly got over a 9, and that's not bar pizza.
No, I'm saying if it's a bar
But
pizza,
that's like a
he-
rarity. You know what I
if
mean?
it's a bar
very-
pizza,
yeah.
you get knocked for it. I'm saying.
Yeah.
No,
So they weren't.
No,
they
I
weren't.
don't know.
It's the
I
other
thought-
way
I thought it
around.
was the other way
Because now
around. Bar
people are
pizza's, like, the
making.
better one,
People
yeah.
are now just like if he shows up,
They're just making pizza he likes?
They make a bar pie that
Yeah.
they don't normally make, and they're like, "Here you go." I don't know. It's fun. I think it was just something he did, and then it turned into something, and then he's such himself on camera that like it just turned into.
Oh,
a
it's
thing.
fucking great. He doesn't care. He wears
No,
skinny fucking
no.
jeans, and people are like, "You're jeans."
It's and like what like I just love like the interacting, especially if there's like when he's in New York and there's like homeless people yelling at him and like
he's like,
throwing shit.
"Give me a number." Yeah, I'll give you the whole pizza.
Yeah, but he's like the funny guy in the group of your friends who like handles that stuff well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he's
would-
also honestly like I think he's from like the Boston area.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
So like the thing is like I like being in the army, like I've met a lot of dudes from like that Upper East Coast, that
you guys
Boston,
need
New
drinks?
Hampshire, Rhode Island. I have this drink and I'm fine, but thank you. But like you can't take that like abrasive attitude seriously. You know what I
No.
mean? Like it's just like, you know, your Italian friends who are just like, oh, you fucking idiot, and you're like, that's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have friends who if I bring them around other people are like just mortified.
Yeah. So like he's an
By their
asshole.
behavior, and I'm just like, yeah, you gotta get to know them. And then after they like, it's sometimes when they come down to the fights too. Sometimes people don't mix well, and then after the third time they're here, they're like, oh, I get your friend, and I'm like, yeah, he's an asshole, but he's funny.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, I'll be back in like 20.
We'll be back in 20 seconds. Do you mean 20 minutes or 20 seconds?
I don't know.
He's fine.
So this pizza,
Talk to me, Goose.
it's good.
Thanks.
That's a great description. It's pretty good.
It's good.
I like it's very light. I like that aspect of it. It does, like you said, it tastes very fresh.
yeah.
I think it's because of the sauce makes it taste like that, and the dough. That's good.
Yeah, how did you get it light? Because it's totally different than the other shit.
The sauce?
Yeah, or not? Is it? Well, I understand, but like it feels so much lighter.
Is it because it?
Tell us your secrets.
So
shine a fucking light on
so-
his face.
so I
Tell us
feel-
what you know.
So, I think most people who have like some kind of Italian friend or know a Nona or Nana, whatever, like, you know that like they're going to tell a lot of it, but they're going to leave like minute things out. But I will say this, not that by means I'm implying that like mine is some like kind of like weird secret or whatever, but I will say that like I said earlier, when it came to like cooked sauce has its place. Like it's really rich, it's really full, it feels really good. I love that people add like onion powder and like oregano and everything in it, and it cooks for longer, and it brings like
Yeah, but-
a lot of the elements out in like tomatoes. But like I just like a fresh sauce, man. And honestly, when you have like fresh sauce on a pizza with just like minute cheese, like a margarita like that, it because the focus is primarily on the sauce and the lightness of it, like it just
Yeah, people
it does-
don't understand. Like there's spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah.
pasta sauce, and then there's pizza sauce.
Yeah.
Pizza sauce is
Because
not
people
supposed
think
to be.
because people think you just buy jarred marinara and put it on a pizza.
Yeah, no.
which is not the case.
No.
I mean, if people do,
We do.
it's
No,
fine.
I don't.
Nothing but $1.50
and like
Prego
we-
on the
and
front.
like-
Prego, shout out.
and like
They're a
we
sponsor.
Yeah, Prego is so great.
Prego. My name's Jesse. You can smile. I'll wear t-shirts and shit. It'd be great.
Prego. Right. Anyway, but no, like we said earlier, right? Like it's if people have that kind of taste and they like that, like I'm not shaming that by any means.
No.
Like obviously things like ragu and Prego are so popular because so many people like them.
Yeah.
And in their own place, like yeah, they're fine, they're great. I just personally don't like that taste. And with a lot of these pizzas, I make things, and I hate that this comes across maybe as like selfish, but like I make pizza that I want to eat.
Yeah, that's
You know
how
what
I
I mean?
make my
Like
burgers.
that's like I make pizza that I want to eat, and I'm not saying that like this is my secret. Fuck
You know, a
everyone
shitty
else.
pizza sauce. That fucking Tallarico's. Goddamn
Tallarico's.
assholes. They make the cheesesteak sauce too.
Oh yeah,
It's not good.
I love
They
Tellerico.
should take that right
Oh,
out
here
of
we go.
God.
Everything we're just like, it's fine. Mike's like, it's actually really cool.
Listen,
No,
I'm demanding that they take it from the Giant. You have to be like my grandpa. Everything the Giant. You take it from the Giant.
I think when you cook and you make it for yourself, like that's how I think you feel like you put love into making something, because you have to love making it. So you have to make it the way you like it first, and that's how I start with food. And then usually you let people test it, and then somebody will give you advice, and then you're like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And then you leave it alone. But that's how I like started developing the burgers down here. Is I was like feeding them to these guys for like the fights. But it's like I fed it to them how I would want to eat it. I don't think it's selfish to do that at all. I think it's just, you like something, like I like something so much, I want to share it with other people. So I want you to love what I love. So here it is. And then maybe there's some tweaks and stuff, and you make adjustments. But for the most part, I like when people make what they want. And like when I go to somewhere, I don't ask them to change. Like I'm not asking you to change your pizza. I want to eat it the way you want it. And when I got into food, that's how I started eating food. When I would go out and medium rare burger. What do you want on it? Nothing. Give it to me exactly the way it is, because this is what the guy created for me.
You start to appreciate like that place that's in Jersey, and they had a wedding there, and I don't know what it's called. I feel bad.
Shell.
But you literally go there, and there's no menu. You show up,
And they just
it's
give you
expensive,
food.
and they go, here's what we made today.
Yeah.
And you just sit down and eat, and it's like, people are like, well, where's the menu? I want to be able to pick. No, like, this is what I made. You have to trust that I know what I'm doing, and that this, and the food's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. It's like, do whatever you want.
I think that's why, like, so that's actually kind of, it's interesting you guys both brought that up. Like, that's kind of the perspective I come from when it comes to, like, making my pizza the way I do, is that, like, it's kind of like, hey, I want you to see food from my perspective. I want you to see, like, why I think this is good. I want you to see why I put this the way that I do.
But isn't it amazing? And you have to, and listen, you have to know, because I know from working at Sicily so many years, and there's just people that they don't know what real pizza tastes like. They really don't know. Like, they grew up on like Domino's and Little Caesars, and they're like, oh, I got. And then when I show, like, I bring in pizza, like I used to bring into work, and they come in, and are like, well, what is that? I'm like, this is real pizza that people actually go and made this, like, and to see their eyes when they bite into it, I giggle to laugh, and I just giggle to be like
you get
they
it now.
realize in their head that they're just like, I've wasted so much of my life eating shit, eating basically essentially 7-Eleven hot dogs.
When I was in the active army,
I don't mind 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were
you
just
son
talking
of a
about that.
bitch.
No, I love a good roller dog. I used to go with Pat Cunningham.
I
The
don't,
Jumbos.
listen, Bahama Mama isn't really a hot dog. It's a sausage, and I like those. But we're talking hot dogs.
Go on, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, dude. When I was in the active army, I was stationed out at Fort Hood, Texas, and actually there would be dudes down there who would be like, "Oh yeah, you got to go to this pizza place. It's real New
But
York."
see, they can't get.
They'd say like, "This is real New
York
York
style.
pizza."
New York style,
and I'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh, where'd you grow up?" They're like, "Wyoming." And I'm not saying Wyoming doesn't have good pizza. I'm sure there's some places that have great pizza in Wyoming. What I'm saying is they're like, "Oh, I'm from Wyoming. I've never been to New York, but this is New York style pizza."
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like,
No.
you're really
So-
like, you might be right, but I don't think you know
No.
exactly what you're talking about.
So.
And I don't mean that like in a shitty, disrespectful way.
And I figured it out, because I can tell you right now, like, my brother, and that's probably why I ended up working at a pizza place. But my brother, growing up, I remember in high school, worked for a pizza place in Nazareth, and he was delivering, and he would work there at night, and he would go, and he was like, as soon as he moved to Idaho, and he went to college. And he was like, hey, while I'm here, I'm going to go get a job at a pizza place. And they were like, well, how much knowledge you have of pizza? He's like, well, I've made pizza for how many years? I know about this. I know about this. And he walked in, and they legitimately, because it's Idaho, they make pizza, and then they freeze it. They flash freeze it, and they sell frozen pizza. So you walk into a pizzeria, quote
you buy
unquote,
it and you take it home
and you
yourself
literally
and cook it.
sell frozen pizzas.
yeah.
They don't have fresh pizza because it's Idaho, and they can't get the means to make fresh pizza. So like, he's like, oh no, like when you go to like, say like Wyoming, he goes, they'll have pizza shops, but they're selling like fucking the rolled out dough bullshit that you get frozen. They don't have the means to do it. So yeah, I feel bad for those people. Like, it's not like, even here, like, you try to explain pierogies to people down south.
Oh man,
and they're like,
it.
so it's like a pasta.
So it's like it's like a ravioli, but it's got
like-
potatoes.
You know what else isn't down south?
You know what I mean?
Ring bologna. They don't have ring bologna.
Oh yeah,
down
no,
south.
no. I actually didn't have like sweet Lebanon bologna
Sweet Labs.
until I was
Listen.
until I was like
Sweet
like
Lab
an
pizza.
adult. Ew, what?
No, listen, we could make a
Sounds
killing.
terrible.
You can make a killing doing a bunch of that, and then
Yeah, in
even
like
out west,
Lebanon, Pennsylvania,
you
maybe.
can sell like quate boards. I tried explaining quates to people,
yeah.
and they were like, "So it's like cornhole," and I go, "No, I won't use that term ever. Like that's just
Yeah.
called beanbags." But no, it's like quates, and you can make a killing if you loaded up a bunch of trucks with quate boards. You could fucking sell out.
Oh,
in like
for
2
sure.
minutes.
Oh, for sure.
Same thing with half the shit. You load up with anything from Pennsylvania, and people don't know what's going on. Pierogies the next fucking way.
Church pierogies. Church.
Yeah.
All right.
How many are left?
There's only 2 left, bud. So this is the
I'm
only.
so full, but I'm gonna keep going.
You're gonna keep eating.
I got it. You guys are gonna get. Ooh, this one looks really good.
Yeah. So this is the only.
Tilt it down a little bit. Okay. There you go.
Is it good? All right.
Yep.
False.
So this is the only white pie that I do. So what I do is I take cherry tomatoes and I saute them with a little fig jam also.
Ooh.
And then, so I put that on with the low moisture mozz, the pecorino, no sauce obviously for it being a white pie, and then I finish it with fresh rosemary.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. I don't have, so like all the names of my pizzas is like the and then like something, and this is just the Bianca.
Who's Bianca?
It means white in Italian.
Oh, I thought it was Bianco. Or is
Whatever.
that female? I guess. Yeah,
you
I
got it.
don't know that shit.
This smells fantastic.
I should just make up a story.
rosemary.
Like, I should just make up a story. Like, Bianca was someone that
Yeah.
held me at gunpoint
Yeah,
once.
no, it was.
I dedicated
It was
a
this
pizza
girl
to
that
her.
I saw on the side of the street, and I helped bring her to back to, and she was.
That's really good.
Thanks, man.
Do you smell the rosemary?
Yeah.
Rosemary's good on everything.
That fig jam. That's so good.
I have the camera.
Thought you said you were full, big
I'm
dog.
just watching you giggle.
I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed to the gills. This is really good.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, that jam really does like candy those tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then when you get the fig
It's very
with it,
good.
Thanks, man.
It's very good. It's a different kind of. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It I don't know how to explain it. It really changes the whole what you think a tomato like that would be. Like you know what I mean? Like the fig really, it really does. It really candies it, makes it really sweet, but it's good. It's not overly sweet, and then rosemary is just enough to kind of knock off the.
Well, the thing is like,
very
like
good.
again, like I said,
Very good.
we were talking off camera. So like, my dad went to the Culinary Institute of America, and like I learned how to cook at like a very young age, and like you learn just these things about like balance when it comes to cooking, where people think like, oh, I just need to put like jam in with this. Like even when you're baking like cookies, there's a pinch of salt in everything. You have to find that balance, because something overly aggressively sweet is going to be like, oh, okay, this
yeah.
tastes like a fucking candy bar. You know what I mean? And like that's it. And they'll like forget about that.
It's very.
So adding that balance. What's up? You're wiggling your crust at me. You're like, Christopher.
I was so stuffed.
Yeah. Well, we got one more. The off menu, John.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
that was
man.
such unique flavor that I wanted, and this is what I was trying to
It
explain
is.
to
It's
somebody.
a very unique. It's good though.
Thank
like
you.
it's really.
Like it's really fun to eat that way, and I
Oh.
feel like
We're gonna go on this journey together.
when I was making the smash,
holding hands,
when I was
guys.
doing the smash burger, and I started watching people eat it, they would eat one and they were fine, but their tongue and their mind and your flavor, you keep going after. You wanted more of it.
Yeah.
So then I started realizing people were just going, yo, give me one more. But they weren't waiting for their stomach to settle. And they were just eating 2 in a row because they want the flavor again. And that's what I just experienced with eating that. And I'm stuffed completely. And I'm going to do the same thing with that one. But like the flavor was so unique. And it was just like the sweet and then the rosemary and then the cheese. And it was like, all of it was like playing a song on your tongue, and then I just wanted to keep, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna eat this, and then I was like, okay, you're completely full, and I'm gonna eat all the way to the crust, and I'm not eating the crust, even though I love the crust, but I was like, I can finish this too there because I wanted more of that, and
thanks,
I
Mike.
love,
Appreciate that.
I love figuring that out with cooking and seeing people do it, and then now understanding that that's what's going on when I eat it. Hats off for that one, man. That
Thanks,
one's
man.
that one fucking rules.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm a super rosemary fan.
Yeah.
Even
What a thing to
steaks.
have in your bio.
He named his daughter
No, even the
Rosemary.
steak. I should have. People let me name it. Oh.
I'll talk to a lawyer.
I'm a super rosemary fan.
No, like even when I do like I'll sous vide steaks,
Oh yeah.
it's always rosemary and
For sure.
thyme every single time. And every single time my wife's like, "Why do these taste so much?" I was like, "Because people don't do that."
So the other pizza that I was gonna make for you guys,
Yeah.
but obviously you guys both said you don't like mushrooms, so I wasn't
would've
gonna
tried it.
impart. Well, I appreciate that, but I didn't want to like impart something on you guys that you didn't prefer.
Why do why do you got all the pizza over by you?
It's empty. It's out of the shot.
Do you want all the boxes stacked up in the way?
What are we doing with the pizza over there? We just
I'll put it all in one pie.
I'll take all the ones that I took 1 or 2 bites out of,
No,
and I'll put
we're
them in
good.
a bag, and we'll
I drank a
mulch
whole
them
bunch
or
of
something.
We're gonna
scotch,
keep
so-
them.
All right, so this last one we're gonna do is the off-menu item. I'll probably add it eventually, maybe even for Music Fest, to be honest with you, because that'd be cool. But this is an upside-down vodka pie, so it's basically the shorty, but with vodka sauce. And this homemade vodka sauce that I do myself and everything. So I'm not gonna really. I love vodka sauce. I love vodka penne. Like I'm a huge, or vodka rigatoni, I should say. Penne is a. I hate that pasta so much.
All right, well, it's
Happens to be
some
my
places
favorite
won't even
pasta.
sell it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't know, it got a bad name.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
it's.
Well, you know what it is.
It got canceled for doing something shitty.
Well,
I'm
you know what it
sure.
is. Rigatoni holds sauce better.
It does. The ridges on it are a little deeper.
That's why penne does.
absolutely. It
That's
has a
what
little
it
bit
is.
of a thicker bite
Everything
to it.
like I like the what's the fucking C? The capi something.
Capitavi or
Yeah,
Cavatapi
yeah.
or whatever it's called.
I like
Yeah.
that because that holds a whole bunch of sauce. Like when you do meat sauce and stuff, it really sticks to it really well.
Cavatelli, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cavatapi. I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, this smells fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping it was
I
gonna
can
This is,
smell
smell it.
like shit.
well, I
As
mean,
soon as he-
I
as soon
love
as he took it
vodka
out, I can
sauce,
smell
so
it.
like to
Yeah.
me, this is the best smelling one, even though it's not, because the stuff with like basil and the other stuff is definitely better smelling. But this is fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I like vodka.
Thanks, guys.
Vodka sauce is when I remember the first time I've had it, I was like, oh shit, like this is special.
Are we gonna all cheers at the same time? Could we actually just bite one at the same time all together?
Yeah.
Because it's been like really.
But I can't
off
put all
balance.
3 cameras.
No,
in the
I'm
same-
not saying
Yeah, how
you
about
have
I'll do a crazy like rolled shot.
Yeah.
Right, you take a bite, then you take a bite, then I'll
Well,
take a
we
bite. and
weren't
we'll
supposed
all-
to do it all at the same time.
No, right, you do a one.
Go ahead, no,
we'll go in a
one.
row. You.
Oh. Oh wow.
Okay. You can go first. I know what I'm going to say already. I already know.
Well, first of all, I'm just glad that we now have a format for doing food on here, and that everyone now from here on is going to want to do it this way because you just go through all of their food. So I'm excited to have more food guests. That vodka sauce is fucking awesome.
Thank you.
I love vodka sauce. That's up there with some of the best vodka sauce I've ever had.
Oh wow! Thanks, man.
The what's the sprinkle the
Pecorino, baby.
pecorino.
Yeah.
That was a home run on everything, but that mixed with that vodka sauce and then everything else you just do with the pizza. It's fantastic.
Thank
and
you.
I believe it is my favorite thing that we've had so far.
I really like that the Dead Space audio is just filled with
Yeah.
chewing. I don't mean that sarcastically. It's fine.
So, and I have the camera looking at me as I'm.
Yeah, this is my favorite because my favorite was
Sweating.
So, yeah,
my favorite was the original version of this. Now
I wish I would
shorty.
have drank. I'm
Okay.
gonna drink less soda and ate more pizza. So
we have 7 more pies to get
I can
through.
say, yeah. So your vodka sauce is fucking really good. You can screw up vodka sauce. It doesn't seem like you can. So some people don't do it right. Okay, like it's too much. I had ones that are too much cream, right? So it comes out too thick, and it offsets it.
Almost has a milky taste.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like this. It has enough of everything. It works perfect with the dough again. Like this is
Thanks,
you
Jesse.
should have this on your menu at everything. Like legit. Like
Thank
you
you.
should. And the fact that I know people around here and we're all drunks pretty much. So as soon as you put any kind of alcohol in the title, they're gonna be like, I love but I legitimately
Yeah, I hope they think they'll get fucked up eating it. That's
I
good.
legitimately eat rigatoni vodka
Yeah.
a lot. So I know what it and that's very good.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate
you
that.
could literally take that sauce, put it over top of rigatoni, and you could sell just that shit,
Thanks, man.
which is good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys.
It's very good.
That's
You
good.
did yeah. This is not my. I'm still saying the second one is my favorite.
The sweet heat. Yeah.
Still,
That's so honestly, like I said, that the most all of the pop-ups I've done so far, I only do just the shorty and the sweet heat.
Well, with
and
this, you would just have to change the sauce, right?
Literally, that's
Yeah.
it. I would just have to make a bulk amount of vodka sauce.
Yeah.
yeah. Gee, bummer. Some
Okay.
of it
Well,
fall off and
it's
end
a
up in the studio.
process.
Yeah. Hey, we
I'll
gotta-
leave the rest for you guys if you want the
Yeah,
vodka sauce. I will
100%.
do that. I swear
It
to
is.
God.
I'm serious. It
I appreciate really good vodka sauce, and that's
yes,
really good.
it's
vodka.
very
Thanks,
good.
guys.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is very good. So I would
you.
say, yeah, you should probably make that one of your main ones.
Okay. Well,
If you
wow.
had to- if you
It's
had to
gonna
pick-
change my business model right
you
now.
had to- if
Why
you had
don't
to pick 3,
I would demand it and look him in the eyes. Do it again.
You need to make this one of your like staple ones.
He hit you with that.
I'm not gonna say knock out one of the other ones, but you should have
Liam
three.
Neeson voice.
Good. I don't have Liam Neeson.
No,
Good things
you
come
know
in
what? It was
threes, you
very
should do three.
Dominic Toretto.
I don't believe so. Oh, by the way, before we get in that, did you go see the movie?
Not yet.
Oh,
What
Haven't
movie?
had time. Fast 9.
Oh no.
thank you.
Whole world saw it.
Whole world
Whole wide world.
Brave claim.
Whole wide world.
Brave claim.
Whole wide world.
That's a broad statement.
When you have a multicultural franchise like the Fast and Furious, the entire world will see it.
Did you see? Oh, you didn't see it. 'Cause you didn't see it yet.
No.
I saw the end,
Don't ruin it for
and
me.
Jason Statham's back in it. Be back in it again. I thought they
Yeah,
kicked. I
that's
thought they
good.
kicked him out.
They didn't. They only kicked The Rock out.
Oh.
How did you get into making pizza?
So I actually started making pizza like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. And it's just something I've always done. My dad, every Friday when I was a kid, used to make it. That was like our thing. My dad was a stay-at-home dad.
We used to do pizza on Fridays.
Yeah.
I still do that because, like, it's weird to
Yep.
me not
You-
doing
you-
pizza
you
on
can-
Fridays.
You continue it over. I said to
Yeah.
on the stove all the time. I'd be at my grandparents, and we just unfortunately every Friday was Little Caesars because it used to be pizza, and you get two pizzas.
Yes, and the
Always did that.
Little Vegas had
Yep.
it, and the plaza.
Yeah, I used to, like, my dad did it when I was younger, and it was like...
Did he make pizza for you guys?
Yep, made fresh dough, made
Yeah.
fresh sauce, did everything, and I think that's where like a lot of the time that's something like he passed away when I was younger, and it's something that I like just wanted to carry as kind of like not to get all like whatever, but like I wanted to carry as kind of a way of like keeping him alive, like in my heart. It's
Absolutely.
like continuing to do that. So I actually use a recipe kind of similar to his, kind of sort of a little bastardized over the last decade or so. But yeah, no, I've been doing, and it's something that I do with my son, you know, and everything like that. And it's really cool to have him like involved with it too and everything.
Isn't
But
it
yeah,
great
no,
to
I
cook
just-
with your kids? Like
Yeah,
I have my oldest one will go and cook with me, and she'll have a blast.
yeah.
And then we'll make a bunch of food, and then she goes, I don't need to try it.
Yeah.
She walks away, and I'm like, it just tears your heart away. I'm like, you spent all day cooking with me? Like, you don't. No. But
Yeah.
my youngest one, our anniversary was on Monday. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? And I was like, well, I'm going to do steaks, and then I'm going to make cheesecake.
Yeah.
So I had the little one do cheesecake with me. Mm-hmm. And she was like all into it.
I bet she loved it. Yeah.
Oh, she was all into it. And it
awesome.
was done. I changed the name.
Cheesecake is
because
the
it's my
best,
famous
is
recipe.
the best dessert.
So then
out
I
there,
made it for her,
hands
and
down.
I was like, I'll give you some of the credit. So I
Yeah.
put my name, and I put in association with, and I put her name.
I love that.
Thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. She
funny.
called her grandparents like, I made cheesecake. It's
I made the credits.
yeah, cooking with kids is so great. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do that with me, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
We were poor as shit. So
Yeah.
I had to learn how to cook so I could eat.
Mm-hmm.
And like as I got older, that's when my grandmother was kind of like, you know, here's how we do this, and she would explain, not necessarily do it with me, but explain why she was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a kid, that's almost as important as just like go stir the sauce, that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
She would be like, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing this. And as you get older, you're like, when I have cooking classes and shit for school, people are like, how do you know all this? Like,
Yeah.
because I've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
Did your grandparents cook?
Both of my grandmothers did on my mom's side, on my dad's side. And my grandmother on my mom's side is straight from Ireland, actually. And
Oh, yeah, Conor McGregor.
and my grandmother from my dad's side is like straight from Sicily.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I grew up in, and like that was the thing. And I'm not, you know, I know everybody's house is kind of like, but like, you know,
Sicily's different too than regular Italy. It's a lot
is.
fresher. The ingredients are different. It's a different, but yeah.
but it's just, you know, like
Did you steal their ingredients?
no,
Did
no,
you steal
I
their
didn't
idea?
steal anything.
I'll put the light on.
He
you. I'll
just
flash
runs
it.
out the door.
Sicily, I'm really sorry. No, but like, no, I spent a lot of time, like that was like the thing we did when we were younger. Like we would travel and go places, but we'd also, it was like always cooking. It was always cooking for family. It was always cooking for extended family that would come visit. And it's what I love doing now. And honestly, like why I got into this, like, you know, like my full-time gig, like I've been in the military for like 16 years now. I was active duty for 7 years down in Texas, did a couple tours in Iraq, moved back to Pennsylvania, been in the National Guard ever since. I'm an instructor up at the Fort Indian Town Gap.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, God.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Put a fucking cap on that shit. Anyway, Thank you for your service, gentlemen. But anyway, no, but it's I love it. It's fun. It's great. It's really fulfilling. Like I said, my dad passed away when I was younger, so the reason I joined the military was just because I felt like I needed like that
structure.
I did. Like I wasn't like a shithead bad kid.
No,
like
and
I just needed someone to give me that hypothetical kick in the ass.
It's one of those things, and that's
Better
how
than
that's why I
dating
said.
train wrecks. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, no, like no, even growing up, like that's why I always played sports. It was more structure than anything. It wasn't necessarily what was happening. It's just super.
Yeah.
And I can tell the people that played sports and like in high school and were part of a team have different mindsets when they get older.
There's a lot of and I know there's like the people who haven't played sports who whatever who still have that same thing we're going to talk about, but like that like that discipline, that initiative in themselves to just like know what's right to do and know that there's a job that needs to get done.
And it is it's
teamwork,
oriented,
yeah.
And then you look and you're like you look back on stuff and like I'll tell my daughters like. Yeah, like the one day we were pushing the sled, like I showed them the blocking sled.
We talked about that one time when I was like, yo, do you remember all that stuff? And you were like, yeah. And I'm like, I really think that affected me on like why I work really hard and can push harder is because of like what we went through. Because like those Clipper football practices were not. And the parents didn't care because I went home and would be like, and pass out. And my dad would be like, thanks.
Yeah,
but like, you know what I mean?
No.
But like pushing yourself to that kind of,
and like I look at the
it
kids
definitely
now,
changes you.
Yeah, you look at the kids now and like even my daughters and stuff, and like I showed them all that stuff when we went to the field, and I was like, yeah, I used to play here and do all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, the one time like we were pushing this sled like up and down hills, and we were racing and getting timed.
Yeah.
And my oldest one is like smart, like me, like a smart ass, and she just goes, "Why?" And I go, "I don't know.
I got to tell you,
I don't know."
I got to tell you, but we did it, and it made us better.
But I did it at the time. It seemed totally awesome. Looking back, we're stupid.
It was really funny because like growing up, I never had any desire to like join the military, like at all. I remember sophomore year of high school at Notre Dame High School.
Shout out.
Crusader. No, I'm gonna keep that quiet.
out.
Oh my God.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I got sent
Shout
there.
out.
No, it's fine. It's a good school. I'm just
Roger Fauerbach.
Yeah, Roger.
no.
Hi,
I know
Roger.
you're listening, Roger.
Used to kick my ass in
No,
wrestling.
my parents paid good money for me to be pushed
No,
through
Notre
that
Dame is.
school.
I honestly, I'm very thankful for the experience I had there. But but no, like, while
Did you graduate from there?
I did. Yeah. I remember I grew up in New Jersey for a little bit in Warren County, and I moved to.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, get the. Being a Jersey-born person
Especially
is a cross,
Washington. Thank you
is
for
a
your
cross
service.
that I've bared my entire life. No, so like, but part of this too, when it comes to, we'll get into this and everything, but like the business aspect of this is like, I've always felt, honestly, like I've been like not one step behind, but kind of like an outsider with this, because like, so I grew up in New Jersey, I moved to Pennsylvania when I was 10, so like. Everybody here that I met in Pennsylvania, like, already had their friend groups, already had their, like, you know what I mean, like the family groups and everything. And I was always just an outsider kid. Not that people didn't like me or I didn't get along with people or whatever, but I just didn't feel that home value. And then I was at Tracy Elementary School off Tatamy Road in Palmer for about 1 year in fifth grade. Yeah, shout out Tatamy. And then I went to St. James Elementary in downtown Easton / Wilson. And I was there for 2 years, and that was a mind fuck because I went from public school to then like, wait, I have to wear like a sleeveless green vest every day.
It's weird. I remember being on the bus my first day, and everybody was just dressed up, and they were normal because they all came from, like when you go to schools like that, usually if you're brought over there, in my case, I was the problem child, the problem student. So I was uprooted there. Everyone else there, like 90% of them are now coming from Holy Family School. Like they already were in Catholic school the whole time. So that's normal to them, where I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Like with Catholic schools, especially, excuse me, because there's such a community every Sunday with like CCD and like youth group and all that shit.
CCD was
whatever,
a
dude.
nightmare.
Like,
a nightmare. I had to go constantly.
Shout out CCD. But that's the thing. Like everybody already had. What up? Everybody had that. Everybody had that community sense already. And then I went to Notre Dame High School, which again. Great experience there. Great wrestling program. I played soccer since I was a kid there and everything too. Yeah, we know a lot. Yeah, the Pattons, Mr. Fenton, all those guys. Yeah, but every time, like same thing. Like everybody had their friend groups already, and then I joined the Army, and then which was like I went to York College of Pennsylvania for like a semester in 2004. And it just didn't work out. And then I came home. I was living in my mom's basement and just like being a shithead. And I was actually working at a pizza place that was in the Palmer Mall. Shout out Palmer Mall.
What pizza place?
It was
Forget the name of it.
Fuck it. It was like I think it was called Angelo's or Antonio's.
I
think it still might be there.
Probably. I don't know. The owner
It's like right by the entrance when you walk
by the
in.
pet store. It's by the pet store.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. No, maybe that's Subway now, but there is a pizza shop in there.
Well, no, there is a Subway
there-
next door to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
All right.
pizza
Yeah.
shop
Yeah.
is
No,
there.
then it's still there because I delivered rags for Keith Kutz, and that was one of the stops. Was
There
going
used
in
to
there.
be one back in the day that was like fancy to go up and had like a stepped up podium, and it was over by the arcade.
Yep.
That closed
That
down.
arcade was
Yeah.
fucking boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I worked there for a bit, and then like after a couple months, there was a random friend of mine. Like I was saying earlier, like so like when I was in sophomore year of high school, I remember our janitor, Mr. Schleppy. Shout out, Mr. Schleppy.
Schlep Rock, baby.
I don't know if you're alive, but
I don't
if you
think
are,
he is.
thank you for your service.
No, wait,
But
wait. There was Schleppy, and then there was Frankie from the Annex.
Frankie
from
was
the
a great
Annex
guy.
died.
Frankie, that's
Rest in power.
Damn,
Hey, man.
shout out.
Yeah.
But no, I remember he came in. I was in biology class, Mrs. Fenton, at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning in 2001, and he came in. He turns on the TV right as the second plane is hitting the buildings. And I remember like a bunch of the guys in my classroom were like, I'm gonna join the Air Force, I'm gonna join the Marines, like I'm gonna join this. And like all like the girls at the time, they're like, that's so brave, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm the only one in the class that's like, yo, they're throwing planes at buildings, like fuck that. Like I am not joining the military. And then I think I'm like one of 3 that did.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone else
I was
didn't.
like, that
Yeah.
shit's dumb. And then I joined the military.
Yeah.
But it was good. I'm glad it gave me structure in a time.
What did you concentrate when you're in the military? What would you go?
My
for?
MOS.
Yeah.
I'm still a 19 kilo, which is an M1 Abrams crewman.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So like, I remember like they were like, "Do you want to like shoot tanks and drive them in the desert and do jumps?" And I was like, "I can do that." And
Yeah,
they're
no,
like,
my
So I did
grandfather,
that.
my grandfather
Yeah.
in
Or I
World
do
War
that, I
II
should say.
was in the tank
Yeah.
division.
Yeah.
Hearing the stories, it's a shame he passed away. But hearing the stories of what they had to go through and all that stuff, and knowing like he got to see the movie Fury, like the movie Fury with the tanks, and he just broke down. He was like, "Do you know how accurate that is of them shooting through our tanks and we shooting at them and it's bouncing off?" And he's like, "I don't know about any of the other shit." But he went through stories, and then it's amazing. It's like he's the only one in his whole division that survived, which really fits.
My father said that about the movie Platoon. He said it's the only. He said there's one scene in the movie, and it was the only thing that he's ever seen in a Vietnam movie that was ever comparable. Is he said the guy's sitting in the jungle, and his entire face is covered with bugs, and as soon as he wipes it down, it immediately is filled with bugs again. And he's like, that scene bothered me. He's like, the rest is all just.
I will say
Hollywoodized.
there's definitely some parts of like, because I went to Iraq like 3 times.
Yeah.
There was definitely some parts that were desertous. There was definitely some parts that were just, vegetation, everything where like that. Like I remember one of the places in 2006, I was in a place called Iskandaria. And it was right by the Euphrates River. And I literally remember like same thing, like a lot of bugs, like constantly like, wiping my face and hitting for a mosquito. And like, it's crazy. We don't have to
You
get
can't
into
explain
that,
it. You're not gonna be able
it's
to-
a whole thing. But like, yeah, but each of my tours was different. And it was like 06 was like a lot of like the firefights and like that kind of shit you hear about. 08, 09 was mortar fire and like some things that happened in our fob. And then like 2010, 2011, I was like teaching Kurdish dudes how to say bad words in English.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to devalue what I did or anything, but I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard a lot of stories.
Everything
I have
kinda
a-
fizzled
I have a lot of friends in the
and it doesn't-
military, and
yeah.
they're just like, "So, what'd you do this tour?" And they're like, "We taught a bunch of dumbasses on how to do things, and we bring them along, and they're just stupid." And I go, "Well, that's
Well, I mean,
that sounds
Did you
great."
cook
And-
it all while
but-
you were in the military?
I didn't. I didn't do. It's funny because, well, I mean, besides like in my home and everything like that, like I used to grill a lot when I lived in Texas. Because if you live in Texas and you don't grill,
You
like
have to know
you're
how
a
to
piece
grill.
of shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I should know how to use this.
and you
right?
got to know about meat.
Yeah, I got to know about brisket, brother. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, no, I learned how to grill when I was down there and everything, and I got really into that and like hosting like my friends over for like big like cookouts and everything. And I love doing it. And honestly, not to like I said, not to sound corny, but one of the reasons I love doing this so much is because like what you guys are
a
doing now,
communal
like
thing.
I love
communal thing, yeah.
cooking for people.
Yeah,
I
you
love
could tell
like
when you set everything up, and
But you gotta
were
look-
just like super pumped.
But
Yeah.
honestly, look at other
And
countries.
you didn't have to do any of that.
No,
You didn't have to do it. Like I've had your pizza. You didn't have to make any of this pizza for us.
yeah, but I had to eat it, and I
Yeah.
Jesse
that's awesome.
didn't.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't
I'm
want
saying-
to
No,
He
you
was
know what
like
it is. I'm serious. Look at other
But I mean,
countries that
he
they're
brought
like
it-
they
brought the
literally
whole
go
car.
and it's all about communal. It's all about family. Like
It is.
look down south. You know, South American countries. You know, Mexico and all them. That just like literally, it's a family thing. They all sit around and there's 20, 30 people and they're all cooking together and they all sit around. It's communal. It's just a big.
You know, and Mike brought it up earlier too with like your attitude while you're cooking
Sure.
too. There's that
Yeah.
that aura of family
Yeah.
and like everything like that.
And we did
asked
talk
him
about it. You
curious.
can tell when you're enthusiastic and you make food, and when you're not enthusiastic. You can tell.
You
in
can
the
also
food.
tell when somebody's rushed.
That's why.
yeah.
That's why, Mike. When you actually came to the pop-up I did at Seven Sirens, like you and I were chatting the whole time, and
Yeah.
I'm talking to everybody that came up. Like I love talking to people. I love getting to know people. I don't care.
I don't like people.
I don't. Yeah, fuck
So-
'em. But I don't care if there's like a line like 50 deep and like people are like waiting to like try something or like whatever. Like, dude, talk to me. Like, I don't care. Like,
There's something very, and I haven't cooked in a while, and then getting back into doing the pop-ups has been such a privilege for me to be able to do it. And when I get to do it, I don't realize how much I enjoy cooking because like when there's a line and then like I got a bunch of stuff on and it's the perfect combination of chaos and creativity that I've ever experienced that goes together.
Sure.
So it's like it's completely insane when you have a shitload of tickets and there's a line and you're just like, because then you just start nervously just start talking out loud and you're like, all right, here we go.
You know
This is
what
what
it
we're
is?
doing, big dog. And then
But
like,
honestly, you know
but
what it
when
is?
you're doing it, everything's shut off. Everything's shut off.
I,
You're just-
I
you're-
can tell
you're
you,
able to
and I
create.
figured it out over many years. They're little battles.
Yeah.
They're little accomplishments.
Yeah.
So each thing you're cooking for someone,
Yep.
each section of stuff,
Yeah.
when you're done, you're like, there. Like I've completed this, like
Yeah.
I've done my thing.
Yeah.
It's tiny little battles that end up to be the total thing. And that's what I think it is. People get off on cooking because you're solving a fucking tiny little problems.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, you're like, I've done a lot of shit today.
I'm very legitimately like you guys saw when I was setting over there, and I mean, take this as however you guys want to, but like I'm very proud of like every pie I make for you guys.
Yeah,
Like, that's why I was
no.
like, hey man, this isn't it. I want you to like this. Like we were talking about earlier. I want you to see from my perspective why this makes sense in my head. I'm not saying you have to like it. Like you get like even the margarita one, very basic, very bright, and you're just like,
not.
hey man, it's good. I want you to see why I like it.
Yeah.
I want you to see why I did it the way I did.
Yeah.
You know, and I totally understand that like there's a lot of the dudes doing like the pizza right now, like whether it's the pop-ups or even like some shops around here. Like I will live and die at the fact that Marici's was one of the best pizzerias to ever be in the Lehigh Valley. I will live and die by that.
They had a fantastic Sicilian.
Yeah, their tomato
And
pie
their-
Sicilian.
yeah,
that they
so
had
Their
was,
I
Sicilian
can tell you
is
that their
where-
tomato
Insane.
pies are great.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm biased as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I worked at Sicily's for so
Yeah.
long. I've eaten so much of their stuff.
For sure.
And I lived in New York City, and all these people are like, you got to try this. You got to
Yeah.
try this. But everywhere I went, I was just like, eh. The only one that was good, and it doesn't...
Yeah,
it's
or-
apples and oranges
Yeah.
is when you went to Illuminati's in Chicago, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's fucking
Yeah.
amazing. But it's not pizza.
That was the first place I had drunken parm. Was that the Marici's or the drunken Sicilian? I'm sorry, because that was when Kevin Patton was like, "Hey, we're gonna get the Sicilian, but I'm gonna have him put vodka sauce on it." And I was like, "What?"
Which I don't understand how they did so well too, because usually pizzerias by universities suck. It's shitty pizza.
Well, it's
You know
it
what I
doesn't
mean?
have to be
Well,
good.
like they had Fox pizza. Did you have Fox pizza?
no, but I had what's the one on the corner, Pen Pizza, I think it was called. Yeah, that one was.
No, but they had Fox pizza. So when we used to work with DJ, and we'd go there, and it's like that was on the other side before the campus. And you look at the fucking boxes, and it's like large pepperoni would be like $27.99. I'm
Yeah.
like, for fake shit? Like people don't know, but Marici's pizza was way too good.
Yeah.
For being by a college.
Well, this is what I mean. Honestly, there was a lot of elements that make it really good, and honestly, like Nino and Frank, the two guys that I worked with most
Yep.
there. You know, Nino was one of my wrestling coaches at Notre Dame, and Frank was just a guy. I mean, who obviously like worked and owned the place also.
You know, they always drove Alfa Romeos.
Yeah, they
I
were,
remember that.
dude. Honestly, like two of they. I'll probably never. I don't know if I'll ever run into them again. They're both doing like different. I think like Frank does like because they closed down. Marici's closed down. Frank does like real estate now, and I think and Nino is like one of like he's like a home ec teacher at like Easton High School or something like that now, which is awesome. But both of those guys, without even trying, I don't think they understood how they planted the seed in my brain about how the quality, not just of pizza, but how your food and your product. And like, because the thing with those guys that I really liked that I take to what I do now is that like when I'm bringing the pizza out to you guys, I'm like, yeah, this is this. Like they were enthusiastic about every element that went into what they do.
And I
they
think it's
cared
because-
about their product. And like, I love that.
And it's also because they know it was good.
They knew it was good.
The places that are shitty
Oh, yeah.
college pizzas are like here. Because
Yeah.
it's just, they know
Yeah.
it's garbage.
Yeah, and there's some drunk dickhead at College Hill Tavern just
Only
like,
thing
yeah,
I have,
take it.
only thing I have to say about Marici's is they didn't really care about the beer guy, so I'd have to bang on the back door.
oh my
And
god!
sometimes it would take me 20 minutes for them to hear it. And
What
I'd
a
be like,
weird, really
"Son of a
specific
bitch."
complaint.
Oh, I remember. And I was like, somebody let me in.
He's got
and then,
one for everything.
that's
Because they're so busy, Jesse. That's
Yes.
why.
But I will give them props
Yeah.
for their food, and they always had very attractive people that work.
Oh my god. Well, I was the only male waiter, so I
Not
feel like you're
males.
referring to me,
Yes.
so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was
very
hubba.
attractive.
I was a handsome high schooler. Thank you. No, I
love,
had an afro, so I was not.
Ooh.
I did, yeah. My hair. I was actually really jealous of like dudes who had like straight hair in high school who could like do the cool comb over and like where the shit grew down long. Like mine was just an afro, and it looked dumb.
Yo, don't feel bad because I had long hair and until it was long enough to fold down.
Yeah.
My hair just goes straight out. So I had a huge thing, and then once it went, I had 10.5-inch Liberty spikes.
Jesus.
I had great hair, great blonde.
You did not have
blonde,
great hair.
beautiful hair.
You have no
I did. I did. My mother. Used to,
How long you been shaving your head for?
I remember it like it was
37
yesterday.
years.
I was probably 22, 23. I was getting my
Wait, aren't
last
we the
haircut.
same age?
I'm 41.
Oh, really? I thought you. I turned 35 in August. I thought you.
Yes, I'm 35, ladies.
Mike is 35. Stop the press.
I remember when I was 22, 23, I was getting my hair cut at Sheer Envy. And I looked at the angle.
What a name of a barber shop or a
And it's,
salon
and
or a
it's sheer,
salon.
and it's sheer like the shears.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
No, that's very clever play
They
on
did it.
words.
Shout out to Tara.
And they got a cool logo.
Shout out
Yeah.
Tara.
They got a
Let's
cool
go,
logo, too.
Tara.
Tara
Let's
was one of
fucking
the, I asked her to come on. She's like, what would I say? I'm like, I'll handle the interview. I still might try and get their shop on.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to open a salon in town. Now there's
Sure.
56 of them, but whatever.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So I looked in the mirror and I saw it thinned out and I said, fuck. And she goes, what? And I go, this is my last haircut. And she's like, what? And I go, I'm not being the wispy haired dude who like combs things around. I said, it's gone. And then, but I would do so much fucked up shit to my hair where I'd like grow it out. I'd like burn it white with bleach until the point where I had like burn scars on my scalp. Then I would do like Billy Idol shit, mohawks, all that, dye it. And then like, it would be so dead from what I would do. I would shave it, and then like in the summer, I would shave it a lot. So I lucked out that I was already okay with having a shaved head, and I actually prefer it because like I'm just hot constantly.
Aren't we all?
Oh, dude, it's fucking. I'm sweat nonstop. So like when I shave my head now, it's like once a week, and I'm like always like, oh, like if I go longer than that, it bothers me.
I have to get my hair.
Did you ever use the thing that used to sponsor UFC? It was like Headblade or something.
No, I have a.
Hair's legit.
Headblade.
I have a.
The logo's full of shit, but I
Harvey has a one that's like it like takes
Yeah.
it really down to the skin.
it almost looks like one of those little
Yeah.
palm things, and it just.
I have
yeah.
a pair of clippers.
I see
They're,
ads for them on Instagram all the time.
yeah.
The handheld thing.
They're called like the wall balding, and they like take you down to your skin.
Yeah.
So I usually run that over. But if I have time, I'll go up and let Harvey fuck around with my beard or do this stupid shit with my mustache. I have my fun with my facial hair.
You have
now.
a great head of hair now.
You have great hair.
You're 35, yeah.
Yeah, at 5 o'clock
Look at
shadow.
you, you're
Yeah,
good.
you're very George Clooney with that fucking.
Look at you.
That black sand on your face, there, you young man.
Wow.
This is very uncomfortable.
Wow.
Thank you for your service, sir. And you're wonderful.
Thank you.
You do. You got great hair.
Fucking
you
kill
got
me.
great hair.
No, I mean, getting back to what we were talking about with
Like
the.
my grandmother would say, "Goddamn Italians always have great hair."
That's
is a
good.
great
She called them
That's good.
Italians, and I go, "Grandma, that's not how you
That's
say it."
great. It's a compliment, but racial.
That's not how you
Thank
say it. Yeah,
much,
goddamn
yeah.
Italians all
Joe
the time.
Biden's our president.
She grew up in
Okay,
East.
all right.
Enough of
She
that.
grew
we
up
are
in
all
Easton. She
one
didn't know.
in a whole. There is peace and unity. You
Listen,
saved
my
that.
grandmother she grew up in Easton, and she would just go, "Oh, and Larry Holmes is my favorite colored person," and I go, "Graham, you can't say it." She goes, "I say it to his face." I saw her say it to his face, and he
Yeah.
laughed and said, "Oh," and gave her a hug, and I'm like, it still doesn't make it right.
No, it's.
And Italians, and I was like, you guys grew up different.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Oh, that's the thing, man. I mean, not to focus
Yeah.
on it, but like people who grew up who are like 80 and 90 now, like. There's no changing their mind.
No.
on what they say. And like it
No.
sucks. You're like, you can't say it was never okay to say it, and
Oh, yeah.
now you're saying it
Oh,
more.
I still remember my grandmother.
It doesn't make it
or
good.
My grandfather
like, stop
talking
that shit.
about like little
Yeah.
people and whatever names, and
Yeah,
he'd just
yeah.
be like, "Oh, look at that guy," and he'd laugh, point and laugh. I'm like, "You can't do that.
Yeah. It's,
You can't point and laugh at people." He didn't give.
but
a fuck.
I mean,
Didn't
and that's
give
the
a
thing that's kind of sucks that there's older ignorant people who just they don't want to change their ways.
Nope.
And like it sucks.
Nope.
Speaking of changing their ways,
Talk
when
to me,
did you
Goose.
change your way into
That's not
making
that's
this?
not a very good segue.
It's a great
at all.
segue.
No, that's actually perfect. Let's move on.
Oh, seriously,
When
change
did
your
you
ways.
start turning this like did you start this as like a hobby and making pizza for your friends again and getting into like cooking with your family and whatnot and then when did this turn into a thing where you were like, oh shit man, like I'm gonna start trying to sell pizza?
So I had always heard from like friends of mine, because I would like post stuff on like Snapchat or like Instagram, Twitter, whatever, of like all pizzas that I make and everything. And it's literally like the shot that you kind of see on my Instagram where it's my hand and like a pizza paddle and just like whatever on it. And I would like post that on social media all the time. And there were friends of mine that were like, dude, you should like do something with this. And me working the full-time job that I have, especially with the military being so busy, I was like, when the fuck am I gonna have time to, like, I don't have time to do this shit. Like, this is...
And you legit have to spend a lot of time preparing and getting things ready. And yeah.
It's a whole nother layer of structure that I'm slowly figuring out.
That's all right.
But, I just had friends who would tell me I should, do something with it. And like, hey, like people would really like this. And then people would be like, oh yeah, like, hey, I'd pay for that. And I think it started to dig...
It takes a while of people saying that to actually be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's something.
They're your friends. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
it's something I've struggled with.
When strangers tell you, yo, this is good fucking pizza, that means 20 times more than a friend who's going to always have your support.
It does. And I got to tell you, and just obviously, like we talked before, I really appreciate, being on here also to share this with you guys. And I appreciate, the things you're saying about it. But yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. I've always just struggled with accepting compliments just in general.
Always.
Not,
I think that's
guys,
a good thing.
I love compliments, so you can send them to me at Jesse at Never Again. I don't. Do I even have an email address?
You do, but you stopped getting it because people would send.
Oh, they would send me horrible stuff.
What can I? You know what I'll do? Like every
they
week,
would send horrible things.
Well, every week I'll just
no.
I'm just gonna drop a thank you for your service. Like,
thank you. I would be like, guys, I didn't serve, but I appreciate it.
There's something that comes out of not taking compliments, and I believe in that because I feel like people who do take compliments, not you, but there's people who do stuff and they take compliments and they get a big head, and then there's people who just like keep their head down and work, which you obviously do because you're military and they're just structured in that way. But I think there's a good reason. I think people should not take compliments so much anymore.
And I do, and I like
because there's work to be done.
And I do think. When Jordan was on here from Seven Sirens too, and I said it's like almost like cheating because you're in the military, like you're so structured, you're so goal oriented, you're so step by step. It's almost like cheating. Like everybody who does that should be able to do what you're doing as far as like you did everything the correct way. Like as far as being in the military almost helps you start a business, almost helps you concentrate on what you're doing. People that don't do that, like we've said before, like they just don't. It's a different mindset. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to say. It's a different mindset. Like if I said like I was in the military, if I said I'm going to open a business, which I did, I opened one. It was a pain in the ass, but people that like even like Jordan will go through a step by step like that, or even Mike that was on from the gunsmith guy.
Yeah.
Was in the military and 100% he was like, oh no, when I went for my permits, like I did this, like he had everything outlined before he did shit.
I have like, okay, so that kind of shit, like I do, like I had like a whole like to-do list. I have notes apps in my phone of like everything. I have all the links of like, I need to do this first.
And it's something you have to do when you're in the military, and that's what he did too. He's like, he said to me, he's like, it's easier for me to get things done that way. And it's easier for me like people don't understand that in real life, like by you doing that, they put you so far ahead of everybody else.
So I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you to an extent. And not that when I say this, I don't want to make it sound like
and everybody should join the military.
No.
Thank you for your service.
Recruiting thing. It's the only reason he came.
I get so much money if you guys.
No, what I'm saying is that I understand what you're saying, and it does. There are benefits that are available to guys in the military. I completely understand that. The thing on the other side to that, thanks, brother, I appreciate that. The thing on the other side is that there is like a negative side to it. Like you do spend weeks, months, years away from like your family, loved ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying you were like by any means, but like I think that's a lot of the times, like sometimes people look at the military as like, or from the outside looking in as like, oh, well, you guys get so many benefits. Your insurance is great with this. Your health care is great with this. Like, okay, they're good, but like I also had to spend like 3 years away from family, loved ones. I also had to watch all my best friends grow up like without me.
And that's I have a lot of friends that like it too, and they're like
there's the negative shit that happens on the deployment, and it's just kind of like there's a lot that goes with it. It's not just all
no, I'm not saying like
no, I wasn't saying that you
were, but I'm just saying it's one of those you gave up a lot, And that's why I have nothing but respect for people that are in the military because, and that's like I said before, I don't think I could have done that because I can't sign up for something and not be able to get out of it kind of thing.
No,
and,
yeah,
and
I
the
get
fact that you did that.
You could do drugs. That's how you get out
No,
of it.
I know. But I'm saying
Flocka.
like,
Shout
you,
out to Flocka.
but I was like, you guys give up so much. That's why I have nothing but respect for everybody because you literally put your life like. I had friends in the military, and when I would see them, I was like, hey, like, I miss you guys, whatever. And it's like, realize, like, yeah, I've been working, which is nothing.
Yeah.
You guys are patrolling fucking bases and dodging fucking live fire. Like, that's stupid.
But
and in all reality, what pisses me off, on a separate note, is that when you guys get out, there should be more shit available. Like, I can tell you, because I work in Allentown, and I know a lot of people, they get a whole bunch of fucking grants and a whole bunch of shit for dumb reasons. But if you're in the military, it's like they shit on you. Like you don't get the same opportunities that people that don't have done nothing. And that's not fair.
I don't want to. Okay, just
I'll shit on them for you.
No. It's no. I was just gonna say that there's actually a lot of, not to make this like military focused or anything, but like there's actually a lot of like benefits and programs that are available for people post military that their superiors while they're in, and that their VA representatives or whoever or like National Guard units they join after active duty or like whatever just might not make them aware of. You know what I mean? Like there are programs
they just don't
know.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that I kind of take very seriously in the military. What I do now is like making sure people understand like that like I'm not going to give you all the answers, but I want to provide all the pathways and be a guide for you to understand like there's options for you and everything like that.
And like I said, I know a bunch of people too, and they got out and they're like, they're working regular jobs, and it's fucking pisses you off because it's like it's not right. Like there should be a lot. And I'm not going to get political, but I believe the last president that was in kind of opened up the pathway a little bit better. And I feel now we're going in retrograde again, that they're just not taking care of the people the same way. And it sucks. And it's not a political either side. I think it's just a general fucking government bullshit.
I understand. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion about that.
I don't know. And like I said, from what I understand, I just don't. And it sucks because I know a bunch of people that started a bunch of shit. And like I said, because of the people I deal with, I'll bail them out. And then they start their own business and they're like, hey, I started a business with nothing. Yeah. I got all these grants. And I go, why? It's because of where they grew up. And I go, so why do you get more benefits and more opportunities than someone who just gave up X amount of years of their life protecting this country? Like they should be number one.
So you know what I mean? I understand what you're saying. And also just to go along with that, like what we do is an all volunteer service. Sure. So like by no means am I saying that there's any praise that's deserved to us. You know what I'm saying?
No, and you don't, and I know, and everyone I know that's ever served to, like we're joking around now.
Yeah, I know.
They don't ever same as you. They don't want to hear like the thank you for your service. They're like, it's so fucking.
It's just to be clear, I don't hate it. But like I think people should understand that like this is a volunteer service, and if they want to say things or provide benefits or pathways, I think that's great. But like, I think a lot of the times people think that like we deserve more. Like, oh well, like I did this, I should have this. Like, you volunteered, man. It's okay. There are programs available. There are things that are going to help set you up. Like,
but no, like we said earlier,
bite the hand that feeds.
But like we said earlier, if you're, and I don't want to make this an all military show, but I'm saying is because of what you have done and everything and the way you guys handle yourselves and whatever. You should be, like companies like say Black Rifle Coffee will hire tons of ex-military because of their skill sets. Yeah. And they're like, these are the most hireable people because of things they've gone, and it's a lot of structure over a lot of shit. Yeah. So I feel people that are more structured should have more opportunities than people that just go, you know what, I grew up in a shitty part of Allentown and I'm going to get a grant because I grew up here. I don't think they deserve anything over top of somebody who... You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I think it's important also to just recognize, just on the flip side of that, because you always got to play devil's advocate, right? That like,
oh no, you don't. You don't never have to do that.
Okay, we're not. But anyway, I was just gonna say that like I think there's a lot of people that I've met outside the military that like I'm not saying like, dude, you should have joined the army. You would have been a great leader. But like people who are just like overly, extremely qualified, who come from like poor areas and everything like that, who just have like extremely unique qualifications and skills about them that I'm like, damn, dude, like me, like being in the army for almost 2 decades. I'm like, damn.
opportunity. They just couldn't. It wasn't right for them.
Right, exactly.
If you grow up in certain areas,
Yeah.
and you have to say take care of your family, and
Sure.
you can't join the
Sure.
military
Yeah, yeah.
because if you leave, you're the sole source of income.
Right.
Yes, you can't. Go.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people I think that I've met outside the military that to be completely like honest, like I look up to that I think like, damn, dude, like I could take it like your work ethic.
Yeah.
I could, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people I've met like.
But
that.
like I said, and I've also met people that were in the military that came and it's just like, well, I get, like you said, I deserve this, I should do this, and it's just like, yeah but you know what?
Do you though?
Yeah, do ya? And I'm never gonna say that, but yeah, it's like,
I understand.
Or because I've had people that called and said, hey, I was in the military, you got to come bail me out.
Yeah.
Why again?
Yeah.
Why again?
I'm always, don't get me wrong, like there's like, you know, people in the military or people, you know, in that kind of like service oriented.
Thank you for your service.
Shut the fuck up. In that kind of genre. You know, there's like this weird like unspoken bonds that you kind of have with them that you understand like things they've been through. But at the same time, like it's like, hey man, like you still got to pull your own weight.
Yeah.
You can't be a piece of shit.
When did things slow down enough that you could start like?
Yeah, because if you're still doing it right now.
When did it slow down enough that you were like, okay, like I you know, I want to get back to like when you started making the pizza for friends and whatnot, and we're posting the pictures on social media. So like, when did that start turning over? Where like you obviously there's a point, because I know I did it, where you start cooking more, and then you start getting a little bit like it's your thing, and then and then you start realizing that like at that point I'm guessing you're like, oh, this is like what I used to do with my dad, and then like I'm sure there's like happiness that comes through it, and then there's a point when you're in that happiness where you're like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So like, where was that whole attitude and mental state when your life slowed down enough that you could start offering to do more with food?
So, my life didn't slow down. Like my work ethic didn't change. My schedule didn't change. I mean, it actually changed a little bit at work. I moved to a new position, but it didn't change at all. Actually, it's still just as much like intensity. I'm still driving up to the 14 Town Gap every day from Bethlehem.
So you just added more crazy to your schedule.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
Which is
one of those
fine.
things- I love to suffer. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's just bring more on.
No, so yeah, that's honestly like, so I was I started my Instagram account on January 1st. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna put this on Instagram, see if people like give a shit about it. You know what I mean? And it just really started to just pick up. Like one of my first followers on there, not to like fanboy or anything, was like this tomato company that I use and very much look up to. These guys called Bianca Di Napoli. Like they're amazing tomatoes. I highly recommend you use them for your pizza, your spaghetti.
Where are they from?
They're
Where
from
they are?
California.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just great guys too. Like I've had conversations with them like through like DMs and stuff. Like they're very, very wonderful people. Shout out Rob. Anyway,
That was the first actual shout
what
out.
up, Rob? Yeah, that was the first legitimate one. Instead of like, yo, what up?
Tatamy.
Yo, what up? Fucking janitor Schleppy. What up, bro?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'd give Schlepp Rock a real shout out. He's a fan.
I shouted out Prego before.
You did,
I mean,
man.
let's-
Prego's got a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouted
But
out
no, so
Flocka.
I just started doing it, and I just started an Instagram account, and then like randomly, I had wanted or expressed randomly through stories that I was like, hey, pop-ups would be cool, right?
Your stories are fun.
Oh, thanks, man.
When I first started watching them, I didn't get it, and then like by the time I watched like your third story, I'm like, oh, this shit's funny and like super awkward, and like you time bringing the story in on your face so perfectly, and like even the day you were like, hey, like if you if you don't want to hear me talk, like this is not anything. It was like backwards. I get what you're doing. It's
Yeah.
funny.
It's really funny you say that, because I've had local businesses in the area like DM me on that and be like, hey man, you should take yourself more seriously.
No, you shouldn't.
Well, that's the thing. I was
You
like,
should be-
oh, okay, so I should just not be me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like, so
No.
it's really funny because people like hear that, they're like, oh, the nice slice, he's like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying I'm like an asshole, but like I'm a very sarcastic dude. Like the name literally came from like my dad all the time when I was younger would like, we'd be making pizza and he'd pick it up and be like, oh yeah, that's a really nice slice. I just
Yeah.
could picture him saying that.
Yeah.
And it's just a name, like the word nice slice just sounds good together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's great. The nice slice. You know what I mean?
People advertising has changed so much
Yeah.
over the years, and the way people do things and get a hold of people is different.
Yeah.
So any of those people that say, hey, you probably shouldn't do that,
Yeah.
then it means you're doing it correct.
Yeah.
Because you're making them angry, so you win.
It's funny because like those same companies, local businesses,
Yes.
shout out local businesses that are doing this, that have like DM me and been like, hey man, like what, you should really take yourself more seriously, are the same guys that are like within the first 5 minutes of posting something are watching my stories.
Sure.
So like, don't get me wrong. Like, and I don't say that to like boost an ego or whatever, but like, obviously, I know what I'm doing. Like, I've always been like this goofy fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm always trying to like make people laugh. I'm always trying to make people feel welcome. I want you to like see that this is me, this awkward dude being like, hey, if
It's
you
super awkward.
if you hate me,
But I love awkward.
if you hate
so
me
I'm like, oh, this is
talking,
so good.
you're gonna hate tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like whatever. You know what I mean? And
It was like you plugged it by giving it the worst plug possible. But I love shit like that. So I was like, oh no, this is right up my alley. I
Cool.
was like, this is cool.
yeah. I mean, it's just
They
it's,
don't get it.
No, I mean, but you know, it's fun. Like some, but then there's some people who enjoy it, and like that's great, man. Like I said, I want people to just know that like this goofy idiot that you're seeing on Instagram.
It's also super awkward
Is
to
this-
do Insta story.
Yeah. Hi is the
Yes,
same.
dude, like,
that's why I
it's
post
not-
pictures of like my son. Like there's
Yeah.
one picture. There's one. I didn't post it actually, as a matter of fact, but there's a video I posted one time of me talking about. Maybe I did, of like how the Sailor Company, their cannolis are like crack.
Yeah.
And my kid says something in the background. I'm like, "What do you want?" Like I just like yell, kind of like
Yeah, I
that.
love stuff like that,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But that's like
I'll pretend people are around me and do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I'll
Like,
be
that's-
down here alone.
He used to walk down the street and just be like, "Hey, what's up there, bud?" And he would talk to
pretend,
no one.
I would pretend kids would bum cigarettes off me.
yeah, yeah.
I'd be like, oh, look, I'll buy you a pack.
But even like last night, like I posted this and my dog was running down the stairs. I was like, I have a belly full of Chinese food, and my dog's like, "What are you doing?" Like it's just like it's like this random like bit of humanity
Yeah.
I'm showing you that like whatever.
But you also do you but then you reel it in with serious stuff too, because I want to get into like you do charity stuff as well, correct?
I do. So when I actually signed up for when I first
I wish you would have just been like, no.
charity's dumb. No, no, I'm just kidding. No, charity's. I mean, to be honest with you, like not to sound corny, but like any chance especially after like this last year, like I think that's why another big like motivating thing behind it, because like I have very much always believed in like the power of community and group and family, and I think if anything, this last year really showed that like how much a community, a family, and like a group of people who give a shit about your product or people that just care about you individually, like can empower something. I think it's awesome. And so one of the things that got me motivated to start it, which got it into it, was like back in February, there was a dude who was working at Easton Wine Project, and they posted a picture of like their focaccia bread. And I was like, damn, that looks good. And then he DM'd me and was like, hey man, I like your pizza. I started following you on Instagram. You should like come do something with us. And I was like, what do you mean come do something with you? And he was like, when would you be ready to do a pop-up? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, dude, I'm some dickhead who just makes pizza like in my house. Like I was like super flattered. Like it was cool. Cause like this guy, super nice guy, his name's Rory. He used to work at East Wine Project. Really great guy. He like DM'd me and everything and was just like, hey man, yeah, I really like what you're doing. Like, I think it's great. And like, here I am thinking like, dude, you're a chef. I'm like, my name's Chris and I live in Bethlehem and I make pizza in my kitchen. Like I'm not like what I'm in my mind. Like we're talking about compliments.
Yeah.
I'm nothing to write home about. I'm just some guy who makes pizza that looks good on Instagram.
But we've come up with this on the show multiple times that we've figured out through podcasting, like when we had certain reach and weird people that we think you would never get a hold of.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the way social media works now, you can be in the middle of a basement somewhere and be talking to people that have millions of followers, and you're on equal footing.
Yeah.
Because of how things are. Now,
Yeah.
back in the day when
Yeah.
there was no fucking internet, none of all this other shit, yeah, nobody knew anything. But now, yeah, you can do it out of your house and be fucking. So you are now. Bear in mind, now he was a chef and all that other stuff, but
Yeah.
you can be on the same footing as far as.
And it was very flattering for somebody
Yeah.
like that to reach out to me, like somebody who's like trained like
Yeah.
that. It was very flattering.
The fact that Angelo, my machine, fucks with me or like has eaten food I like, and he's like, dude, this is fucking bomb ass food. Like, and people will be like, oh, he's a chef, and I'm like, I stop everyone immediately. I am not a chef.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fat fucking line cook.
Yeah.
I was good at the fucking flat top. I love being a line cook. I wouldn't want to be anything else. I liked getting in the fucking dirt. I like clearing fucking tickets.
Yeah.
That's what I like doing.
There's
I learned how to cook
Yeah.
from chefs.
Yeah.
I am not a chef. I am a fat line cook. That is it. I
Yeah.
was fast.
There-
But like I've learned a lot, and I've taken my skills from being in a kitchen and I apply it to do what I do now, and it allows me to do pop-ups. But other than that, there's so much I need to learn. It's why I ask questions. It's why I'm interested in what you do. It's why I want to interview you. Like I told you before, I was getting into making pizza doughs, and I'm like talking to you like, there's 00 flour. I'm like, there's so much.
But the good thing about cooking is you never know anything. You never know enough.
I learned from a lot of really great people, and that was it.
Just honestly, like I have learned from fucking up so much.
Yes.
That's honestly what it was.
It's the only reason I'm sitting here. I've failed so many times.
I have made pizza for the last decade that people were like, yeah, man, this is okay. That like I'm like, you hate it. You know what I mean? Like you're just like, you fucking hate this. But it's fine. But
like
that's
my
awesome.
mom being like,
I honestly think that like I have learned so much in my life from just falling on my face.
So you have to.
Absolutely have. You have to.
You have to. That's why I said the stranger's
You have to have
opinion.
conflict. You have to have like people who are just like, hey man, it's great, like all the time.
Well, what's the famous saying? It's extremely rude, but the famous saying, what some dude that's like a fucking billionaire was like, he stood in front of everybody and he goes, you guys understand, like I'm a billionaire, like I failed so many times.
Yeah.
And if I tell you that, people don't accept that. But when you look at like say a lady who said, look, I'm pregnant, it's the same way. You don't realize how many times that girl's been fucked. Same thing with me. I've been fucked over so many times. I've screwed over so many things. I've messed up so much. I fucked up so much. And now this is what I am. This is the totality of everything that I've been working on. And it's like, it's a totally different thing. You have to fail over and over and over. And there's people that can't handle failure and they shouldn't be running businesses.
And I think also too, that you have to be able to, talk about your failures. Like a lot of people are just like, yeah, man, I used to like for me, like I'm talking right now. I'm like,
accept criticism because you know what? Especially I'm extremely skewed because I deal with a lot of people, but people are stupid. People are dumb. People are everything you can imagine. You have to be able to take, somebody will say, well, I don't really like the way you did that. You can't just immediately shut it down. Be like, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, you might be stupid, but there's something in there that you have that somebody else won't say. Yeah. And I appreciate people like that.
Or not just that, not just like, jumping to the fact that I might think there's, or whatever, but like, the fact that like, oh, maybe you have a wealth of knowledge that I'm not aware of.
That's right. But it's a matter of there's always a little bit of truth in everything. So somebody might, and I go, I don't like you because I don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. They might be saying something that one of my friends or something won't say.
Yes.
Like they're afraid to say. You get the most truth out of people that you you least expect. Yeah. So that's why you have to accept, even if you think that person doesn't know anything about what I'm doing, you still have to look at them and go, listen, in my head, I don't like you. But I have to understand and I have to accept things because you might know, like you said, you might know more than what I don't think you know shit about what I'm doing, but you might know something or you're picking up on something that somebody else won't say to me. And that's the big thing.
My favorite customers I've gotten so far were the guys that like, or people, whoever that like walk up and they're like, I don't know, man, like I'm a real pizza connoisseur. Like I'm a pretty hard criticism or I'm a pretty hard critic. And I'm like, okay, man, that's fine. And then they just don't buy anything. And you're like, that's cool. It's fine. Hey man, like you can say whatever. You can come up to me and be like, I don't know anything about pizza. I think your shit sucks. And I'd be like, okay, like I would just gonna treat you the same way, man. But the thing is,
like, you understand that everyone has had pizza before.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so pop, but I mean, I don't know. Like everyone's biased. No matter what you do, you're gonna be biased. I don't care what anybody says. You're always gonna be biased. And there might be somebody who says, I know what real good pizza is. That's great. But if they only know one style of pizza and they're used to, say, like the Domino's or the thing, they might not appreciate something that's actually handmade and actually takes, you know what I mean? They may not. And it's that's their own fucking thing. But
to bring it back to what we were saying before about the compliments, I said, when you were like, I have a problem, or I don't take compliments, and I don't think it is a problem. And I think sometimes
there's like 10 people I can think of off the top of my head that when I say that, they're just like, yeah, no shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, there's something in not being satisfied with your work and wanting better for yourself. And like I go to therapy a lot, and my therapist is always like, she's like, you're never. You're never like patting yourself on the back, and you're doing so much work and you're not giving yourself any credit. And I'm like, yeah, well, there's a reason why I'm here. And it's because I'm not happy with where I want to be. And when I do cross that finish line, I will pat myself on the back, but there's no point in me celebrating being halfway.
Right.
So it's like when you said that about you, it's like, I get it. 'Cause it's like, that's such an extreme version for me to say that, but you can have a bunch of people tell me this shit's awesome, but it's like the standard that I hold it to has to be there for me. So it's like, yes, I understand that you're telling me, oh, I love your pizza and all this and that, but like in the end, it's like you have a standard of your pizza, and I guarantee that you can tell me what you didn't like about each one of those pizzas, and you
can.
I know.
I can.
So like, I think there's something to be said about not accepting accepting that to drive yourself further.
It goes back to what we said off camera too, like when we were watching the Conor McGregor thing. Like, I don't personally like him. I mean, I respect him and I know he's a great fighter, but I don't like him because people that shit talk like that, like, I'm the best at this. And that has to go with how you view yourself. Like, you would never say, I make the best fucking pizza in the world.
Absolutely not.
And I think that goes with your personality. And that's why, and it's good to be that way, because then you're always striving to be better. If you come out and go, I make the best fucking pizza, like, I wouldn't,
there are, like I said, guys, like, between like the shops that are in the area and everything, and shops that I grew up around, like whether it's Mauritius on College Hill, Nicolosi's in Phillipsburg, like amazing places, you know what I mean? Or one of my favorite pizzerias still that's around is Broad Street Pizza on Broad Street in Bethlehem. I think it's amazing.
Where's the place we used to eat at Brick? What was that pizza we used to get? It was only one pizza we liked there.
It was probably Brick. They had
it was Brick.
Spicy one.
Yeah. What the hell was it? Do you remember?
That's a coal fire place too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was only one pizza we really liked, and it was
over by Billy's downtown.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was a special pizza we used to order, and it was, I don't even know if it was on the menu anymore.
I don't know.
God, I gotta remember it. But that was good pizza. But anyway, yes.
But that's the thing. Like, I think that, like, what we were also talking about off camera, that like I will never say that like I like this pizza better than this. Everything's different.
Yeah.
Sure. Everything is different. Like, there's a reason why I'm drawn to Broad Street Pizza. There's a reason why I was drawn to Marici's tomato pie. There's a reason why I like what I do. Every one of them is different, and I'm like never gonna be the dude to be like, you know, like, yeah, this pizzeria sucks, man. They don't do the cheese the same way I do. Like, they do it.
I do that.
Okay, well, they. Thank you for your service, then.
Yeah, thank you.
No, but there's like, you know, there's a reason they do that, because they love that. They think that's good.
But you know what makes me angry?
It matters to them, and I appreciate the shit out of that. I think that's awesome.
But what makes me angry is because working in a pizzeria for so many years, and you know what goes into it, and you see all the stuff behind the scenes, and then you see people, they're like perfectly happy with eating like Pizza Hut, and it just they're like, oh, look, I got hand tossed pizza, and I go, you mean like real pizza? Like, you're gonna pay $12 or $13 for that, when you could go to a local pizzeria, what they're providing for their families and everything else, and you won't support that. Like, that shit, if it's in a pinch, I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm always a dick about that. When I'll be
there's a reason that service exists, because so many people get it. And I totally respect that and understand. And like you said, it's quick. It's quick. And of course you fucking do. God,
with you doing the pop-ups now, and like kind of like, well, I want to get into a little bit. So like the guy had you do. So did you do a pop-up at the distillery then?
So no,
the wine project?
not at Easton Wine Project. Actually, as a matter of fact, they did an Earth Day celebration in April, and they asked me to be a part of it. And to be completely honest with you, like, between him DMing me and them giving me the opportunity to do that, I probably wouldn't have had that probably wouldn't have ignited a lot of the motivation I had, because in my head, with like the whole, like we talk about like the military planning, in my head I was always 6 weeks away. It sounds so corny, but like always 6 weeks away from being ready. I was like, I need to get tables, I need to get a tent, I need to do this. But it's all weird shit I could just get at Home Depot.
And that was the same thing that happened to me when Zach was like, because my first pop-up was at Finishers, and we started doing the
shout out Finishers.
We started kick ass. Yeah. We started doing the Now We Go show, and I just started talking about wanting to do food with them.
Yep.
And then when they got their new facility, they were doing their new tournament, and now we could do everything at one location, and I could do food there. And it was like, now I had a date, and it was like, I don't know if I would have ever been. Yeah. Because then I just started. I don't.
Every time we'd ask you, you'd be like, I'm probably like a year out, 6 months out, and we're like, no, you're ready now.
Easton Wine
you're
Project.
Ready now.
Yeah, Easton Wine Project and Rory
pushed you. You need somebody to push you.
They pushed me, and they gave me that, like, dude, you're fun. And the way that that all of the crew of them said, and they're wonderful people, and that they all said, they were just like, dude, use this as a stepping. Use this as like what your standard is going to be. Make this many doughs. If it's too little, then it's too little for the next one you're going to do. Or like whatever. And it was super like welcoming. They were super great. And so once I did that first one, I was like, well, fuck, I can do more. So then so like in that time, a little bit of timeline with this, that was like April, right? So April 15th, I applied to be an actual like LLC, and I'm official like LLC now and everything too, which is great. Which to be clear, I
Shout
never
out LegalZoom.
What up, right? So oh, fucking let's go, state of PA, right?
Yeah, who did I use? I forget who I used. What's
I
the other
should have
one?
used anyone but LegalZoom.
No, mycorporation.com.
But they, but like with that, like they, it really like ignited this motivation within myself, and I realized, and like we talk about falling on our face, right? So like I realized all the errors I made when I was there on Earth Day at Easton Urban Farm, which was an amazing experience. And shout out Easton Urban Farm for letting me do that there. That was really great. But like being able to be there and see like, okay, this is how I should set up. I even go as far as like the guy that helped me out, James, that you met. So like I drew a diagram of how I should set up. Like that's how in my head I was
did
like,
shit like
I was
that
like,
too.
there should be this table here, this table here,
Yeah.
these ovens should be set up at this time. This should be set out.
I
at
was
this
telling
time.
my
This
friend
was-
we need to set up everything in the driveway, like set up a
To
mock.
do like a mock thing.
Let me tell you, I did that in my
Yeah, yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
I literally set it
Yeah.
up. I timed myself setting
Yep.
it up. I timed myself tearing it down. That's why, like, as soon as we got done cooking, I turned the ovens off because it
Yeah.
takes an hour
Yep.
for them to cool
'Cause
down.
well, that's what I
Yes.
have to do with the flat top, and it is just learning. And what's funny is like when you get into situations like that, and then you get done, and then you see all the mistakes, and now you're like not a kid. You've
Yeah.
been through life, and then you're like, oh, okay. I remember the first thing I did was like I was like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna like buy shit to throw out because I don't want to do dishes anymore.
Yeah.
But it was like all like stupid changes that like I remember the first one I did, I had a spoon and mayonnaise and I had to go over every fucking bun, and then it got busy and I was like, yo, this ain't gonna work. But like it wasn't anything that stopped my pop-up. No one complained about anything.
Yeah.
I just knew I could do it better.
Yeah.
And then like each time I did it, where now it's like I'm like crushing them now. Like I'm like, we get up, we sit down, we tear it down. I got rid of my car. I bought
Yeah.
a van. Everything fits in the van. Like it's just, and like that's what's funny is like I don't trust myself to take that first step. But then
Yeah.
when I do, I'm like, yo,
You're like, what was I worried
like,
about?
You've
Yeah.
been through hell and back.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, but it's
completely
fine.
weathered in life.
What's
like,
good is you completely over prepare.
Yeah.
So when
I've
it comes
always-
down to
always
it, you're
have.
like, this really wasn't that at all.
I'd rather
No.
be over-prepared
Yeah.
than over-prepared.
I'm
Oh, sorry,
always
excuse
over-
me.
I'm
Anything worth
always
doing is worth
over-prepared.
overdoing.
So-
Jesse Shaw, I copyrighted that.
Dude, save that for when you
Thank you-
close
thank you
out.
for your service.
Save
Thank you for your
that when
service,
you
right?
close out.
So with that, like, so once I did Easton Wine Project, and it really it honestly did give me the motivation. I could do this more.
Yeah.
So once I applied for my LLC, I actually signed up for like this online conference that this company, Slice Out Hunger, the donation thing I'm doing. They were hosting a conference with a bunch of like pizza makers from like New York and like all over, and what they're doing, how they survived the pandemic, what they're doing to come back from it. It was a really great like online conference. And when you signed up for that, they actually send you a letter and they're just like, hey, like we're asking all the companies that want to be a part of this, if you want to be a part of this donation thing we're doing. And the donation thing was like, you can either donate 30 pies or donate $300 to a local relief fund in your area. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But in my head, like, I'm just like, 30 pies. I was like, I did that in like one day, like selling them. I was like, I could do it, so I started doing like, I haven't done them probably in about like a month and a half now, but like I'll pick a random day and I'll DM a bunch of people who have randomly been like, where's your shop? And like, I don't have a brick and mortar. Like it's at my house, you know what I mean? But like I'll like DM them and be like, hey, do you want free pizza tonight? Or I'll bring a bunch up to my office and like give people that I work with and everything like that. And so I've been donating pies. So what my goal was, so the original Slice Out Hunger sent a letter and they were like, hey, either donate 30 pies or raise $300. I'm donating 300 and donating 3,000
Good
by
for
year's
you.
end. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to do.
I mean, if it
And that's a
came-
goal I'm setting for myself to keep myself
and
honest with
and
this.
if it came down with it, the whole idea is to help, feed the hungry and do stuff like that.
It is.
The pies are worth more than the money itself. I would never do. I mean, you can do the money too, but I would be more get your food out. You know what I mean? Just because of the reason we talked to you before.
Sure.
Because it's more social and it's more beneficial. It's
Yeah.
like, hey man, like here's to see somebody's face from doing that.
Yeah.
$300, you could just cut a fucking check and not look at anybody. That's not right. In
Yeah.
my head, that wouldn't be the same for me.
And don't get me wrong, I understand that there's
And
places.
that sounds fucking selfish.
No,
to me,
I know what you're
but
saying.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm saying
I get what you
I
mean.
feel that does more good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think that with the social aspect of it, like I want to be involved in the community.
Yes.
Like I said, like I've always
Yes.
felt between like moving and stuff that I've always felt like behind and outside of the group and everything. So like now I'm doing this pop-up thing after a year ago, a bunch of other people were starting doing pop-ups.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of like hanging on the coattails, I feel like, of everybody else. So it's,
No.
I don't know, man. Like that's how I
No,
feel. I
you're
think
good. You're good. Don't worry about it. You're gonna do fine.
Thank you for your service.
Trust me, you're gonna do fine. Thank you.
So-
You're
so-
gonna do fine. But I understand. I know what you're saying.
So,
Yeah.
but with that too, like when you're talking about getting my name
Yeah.
out and doing the pies, that's what's important to me because I am able to retire from the military in like 6 years. My goal with this, after I've started the business and after I started my first pop up, and then I got in contact with the guys from Seven Sirens, to start doing more at their place and everything. I want to turn this into a catering business. I want to get a wood-fired trailer. I want to get a truck, and I want to cater weddings. That's what I want to do when I retire, or before I retire. Honestly, like if I can make time to do all these pop-ups and like come here and like do stuff like this and like do donation stuff.
When you finally retire,
sure.
you're still going to be working, but it's going to feel like a fucking
I
joke.
can't not work. Like
Yeah.
I remember I got out of active duty Army in like 2012, and I was a traditional guardsman for a little bit, so like the once a month guys. And I remember I was going back to school. I went to NAC, and I just remember like showing up 15 minutes before class, and like shout out NAC, and there was kids showing up like right as the bell's ringing for a class, or like 10 minutes afterwards, and just thinking to myself like, do people not care? Like, what's going on?
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, I went
Nope.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong. By all means, like, people have reasons why their car was, they had to get a babysitter. Like, I totally understand. I totally get the reasons. But there was a part of me that was like, damn, I really can't escape this shit. So, like, after like a year and a half, I got an opportunity to go.
It's not a problem to have.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to go like full-time guard again. We call it AGR,
Yeah.
Active Guard Reserve. So I got full-time again, and I'm doing that again because I missed that intensity behind it, like that structure. Like I missed it so much.
But it's not a hard. I mean, yeah, the structure is so much better, and like I impress that upon my kids all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
And I say the copyright term I won't say again because it costs money every time I say it. But otherwise, I always say thank you. And I say no, it is. It's always like my grandfather used to say that too. He's like he learned in the military. Early is on time and on time is late. If you're not there early,
Yeah.
So I do that in everything I do. I show up and I'm always early. And if I show up on time or just walk in, I feel like a piece of shit. Like
Dude.
I'd feel like I fucked up.
Straight up, I'll say shout out Notre Dame for this one. Dennis Fenton was the first time I heard that phrase. Actually, if you're on time, you're late. And honestly, like Catholic school prepared me for the military so much because like every day I'm waking up at 6 a.m., putting a uniform on, had to shave every day,
the
get on a
shaving
bus
is huge.
and do your thing. I remember I got in the military, right? And like they're like, oh man, they're having us wake up at 5 every day to shave. And I was like, and? You know what I mean? Like it was not that I'm saying like I understand Easton Height or Wilson or wherever, like they didn't have to do that. So like for me, it was almost like a seamless transition. So I was like, oh, okay, so I'm just wearing a different uniform.
No, my
you know what I mean?
my
Like, it was like,
grandfather always
whatever.
impressed upon me was just like, hey, like think how much more you'll be ahead of people.
Yeah.
If you show up early and you have all your shit ready to go, when class starts or whatever you're doing starts, you're ahead. Yeah. This is what you're doing. These people that show up on time, they're trying to catch up to what you do.
Yeah.
So that puts you that much far ahead. And everything you start doing that, you're like, oh, like it makes you look so much better when you show up to meetings or show up to something and you're like, I'm good. And these people are like, hold on, let me get my shit together. Yeah. It's just not the same.
And I was always late for everything.
Of course you were. Of course you were.
I got.
There was.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for
Michael.
your service. I think you're such a.
You're
such a war hero.
Where do you want to do what do you want to do with your stuff now? Outside of the catering and whatnot, like where do you see yourself growing it in the next year and a half? Because I mean, you're picking up a lot of steam, and
I hope so.
I think you are, because I'm watching it because I feel like I also just recently started doing the pop-up stuff, so I see where you're at, and like we talked at Seven Sirens about stuff, and like like where do you see yourself the rest of the year? Like I know you're doing Seven Sirens, but like where do you want to be doing like how much of this shit do you want to do? Because I'm so fucking busy, I'm trying to only do 4 a fucking month.
4 pop-ups a month.
That's it, and that's a lot.
Yeah. Honestly, so like I see myself doing probably like 2 catering gigs and 2 pop-ups a month.
Yeah, I love catering's
like
awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually
catering
doing
over everything, bro.
Yeah,
Catering over everything.
So it's funny because like so the first pop-up gig I had was the Easton Urban Farms thing. And then the second one I had was actually my son's school. He goes to one of those Goddard schools. So they opened up a satellite branch in Center Valley. And like while I was there, they asked me if they knew I do this business, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to come like do pizza for like a school opening?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm happy to do this. Like, whatever." Mm-hmm. I just gave free pizza out like the whole day. It was great. I saw a lot of parents that I've known from the other school, and like a lot of the teachers, obviously, and everything too. It was like super cool. It was honestly a really good experience. From that alone, the emails that I got about like, "Hey, can you cater this like summer party for me? Can you do this?" Like, it was awesome. It was great. And I did like probably one.
It's so much less stress.
It's at my own pace. And I actually
Yeah.
do it solo.
Yeah.
I do the catering gigs solo because like it's at my own pace. I use a different kind of oven. I have these like wooden like plate things that I set out that I got that like look really nice. I have like nice tablecloths and everything, and like I literally just like cut up slices and people just come and take a slice. It's a really awesome experience. I'm doing another one this Sunday, actually, as a matter of fact.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Shout out Sundays.
Shout out, yo, Sunday the Lord's Day. What up?
You should do the shit that's here
What do
in
you
this
mean?
town. It's easy to sign up for.
In Nazareth?
Yeah, like Nazareth Day.
Oh.
People come and sell, and the food's horrible. I mean, except for Mad J's. Shout out to Mad J's. But
Wow.
yeah, Mad J's barbecue. No, but no, they'll come out. And just do
Nazareth,
like,
are you listening right now?
They'll like, hey,
They
we're
don't.
selling hot dogs and shitty hamburgers.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you set like it's not a lot. We've proven in this town
Yeah.
to do anything.
Yeah.
Is stupid cheap, and no one knows about it.
You know what's-
if you set up and started selling pizza during the day, you would fucking kill it.
You know what's funny is that I actually thought, and this is what we talked
Yeah.
about, like, you know, just getting your feet wet
Yeah.
and like getting that push. I thought it was so complicated
It's
to like
not.
get permits, all this shit. It was like me going to like the Bethlehem Town
like,
Hall,
would
filling
you
out
like
a couple
one?
forms.
Yeah, would you like one? Give us our money.
And it was great. No, it was awesome. Everybody who worked.
You
shout
just
out
say
Bethlehem.
You
Shout
just
out,
say,
know.
hey, can I get a form for retail selling or whatever for the
Whether
day?
it was the people working in the health and safety department, the people working in the fire department, the people working the mayor's assistant, I even talked to, like everyone was super just wonderful and
Yeah,
supportive.
they're just
Especially,
nice
and I'm not
people
just saying,
working.
and I'm not just saying just because of the last year and everything, but like everybody who works, I'm not saying like all government is great. Like I'm not saying that
They're not.
they're wonderful people.
They're listening.
But like the people that I've dealt with have continued to motivate me as to why I love doing this. Like people want to see businesses succeed.
They want to try different stuff too.
I'm also surprised too, especially in like the Bethlehem Easton area. I know with like Local Stone and like Macungie and like a couple other places on the outlying areas, like I'm actually surprised more people aren't doing like the pop-up pizza thing. Cause like when I went to get like my permits, people were like, oh, you're like one of the first ones we've seen doing this. And I was like, what? Really? Like
Yeah.
pizza's like mad popular.
Well, I
dude.
think a lot of people are focused on getting a food truck, and then
I think so too.
And then that kind of
And
like
then the brick and mortar eventually too.
Yeah, well, the
Yeah.
food truck is it's more complicated to get into than it is doing
Yeah.
the pop-ups.
Yeah. And that's by all means, like I think people who have the goal of a brick and mortar is amazing. I'm not built like that. Same thing with the food truck. I love doing
but
the
I think
pop-ups.
it's changed over the years, and that's what people. It's
The
one of those
pandemic
things,
has changed a lot of that.
Yeah, things change, things evolve, and I still think like, I mean, even growing up, even when we were in high school too, it was like they were still pushing, the counselors were still pushing. You have to go to college and you have to take this class
Yeah.
and do that. I didn't believe in any of that. And
I
was
could
like,
not
I don't
tell
want
you.
that.
Here's the thing. I could not tell you my guidance counselor's name at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy. Shout
What-
out
what-
whoever the fuck
what-
you
what-
are.
What did they tell you to do? Do you remember?
No, nothing. That's what.
No?
So that was the
They
thing.
told me I should get into psychology,
Garbage man,
and I go, nope.
Yeah.
100%. They told me to be a garbage man.
Yeah, I was like, well, I kind of like, I think I want to do recording music. Well, why would you want to do that? Because I think I would
didn't-
enjoy that.
I mean, maybe like I said, I don't remember. Like I honestly, I maybe met with him once, and there was
Yeah.
never like in my head, like you know, whether it's like seeing movies or shows
Yeah.
or like just talking to other friends, like oh, the guidance counselor. Even if you don't know what you want to do, he's going to point you in the right direction. Like I didn't have that experience.
No, I don't think I did
specifically
either.
remember sitting down with him. He had a trailer outside, like the behind the high school
Yeah.
and everything.
Probably used to rip butts behind it.
Maybe.
Who was the tall drink of water that used to smoke outside all the time? Fuck, what was his name? He ended up becoming vice principal at Notre Dame.
Mr. Steiner.
Was it Mr.
It's
Steiner?
Mr. Steiner. Really nice guy. I like Mr.
Was that
Steiner.
the blonde hair? Or he
White haired dude. Yeah, with a mustache. Mr. Steiner was a
He
really
used to
great
rip
guy.
butts outside all
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but guys like him, Mr. Kramer, who was
Yeah,
the principal,
yeah.
super personable.
Tag. I didn't like Tag. We butted heads.
He was
Tag.
the disciplinary.
Yep.
He was all right. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, it's because you didn't get yelled at him every
Yeah,
day.
because you were a good student. Him?
Let's,
No,
let's,
I
let's use
I
the
behaved.
word. Let's use the phrase "good student"
I
very
behaved.
loosely.
Well, no,
I
no.
showed up.
I didn't from what I was doing at Nazareth and what I did at Notre Dame. I wasn't getting in trouble
Yeah.
over there.
Well, that was it. So like I said, I didn't have that guidance. I literally remember sitting down with him, and he's like, "So, like, do you have any idea what you want to do like after high school?" I was like, "No, actually, I don't." He goes, "Okay." And then like I don't remember the rest of the conversation. It was just like a very much like, well, like let me know when you figure it out.
Yeah,
You know what
like,
I mean?
like,
I didn't.
like I argued with
I was
Art.
like, oh, your title doesn't really
yeah,
apply.
no. When I talked to him and I was
Should
just
have
like,
been
hey,
a
man,
guidance counselor.
I know. But
You should join the army. Thank you for your service.
But I told him, I was like, hey man, like I don't think I want to do psychology. Like he looked up, like I took those classes and I did well. But I go, I don't want to do that. I want to record music. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And he was just like typing away like on his computer. And he's like, well, I don't really see a lot of colleges that have that kind of thing. And I go, that's why I'm not going to go to a college. I'm going to go to a technical school that teaches you that focuses just on that. And he goes, no, that's not a good idea. You need to go. And it's like that old thing. And if you like, hey, I want to open up, I want to make food.
Yeah.
It's that old thing. Well, you have to get a store. You got to get a brick and mortar. You got to, and I don't think you do that anymore.
No.
I think some places it might be good. I don't think it's a good idea.
I very much, like we were talking about earlier, like I think I have a lot of respect for people who want to open a brick and mortar.
Sure.
I have immense amounts of respect for
So
people
much
who
stuff
want to
going
do
on,
the food truck, open
Yep.
a brick and mortar, open their own like mom and pop shop. I think it's amazing. My hat goes off to you. I do not have
Not for you,
that
no.
gene.
No.
I am happy with the pop-ups. I'm happy with
love
the
the
catering
pop-ups
business.
and
I'm
catering.
happy with
Dude,
having like as minimal employees and
lean and
hands
mean,
as possible.
No
lean
overhead.
and mean, and fucking streamline so that it's a fucking razor.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you go with.
Lean and mean. I should make that a pie. The lean and mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I have all kinds. Listen. I played football.
like-
I got fucking tons of
No.
that fucking silent,
It's
violent,
like-
lean and mean.
No, lean
sharp
and mean.
as a fucking blade.
It's like really good sausage, and I say "fuck you" when I give it.
See,
to
there
them.
you go. Take this.
God.
I'm so anti. I'm just
God.
kidding. The nice slice. What the fuck is up?
It's a good gimmick. Though.
Here's
No,
your
but,
pizza, asshole.
No, I'm kidding. Clearly, I really do genuinely appreciate it. And like when you came up and were talking to me for a while, and like anyone who comes up and talks to me while I'm doing it, like it doesn't bother me. I love it.
No, it was cool to see you do it. Even down here, like I was watching the presser and I was listening to you, like because you were talking the whole time with Jesse,
Were
but
you
you were like,
eavesdropping?
no, like
Oh.
but I could tell he was like talking while he was doing the food, and I'm just like, man, this dude's like really into doing this.
Thank you.
Like you were excited to set up, and like
Yeah.
you didn't have to bring all this shit, and like you know what I mean, like it wasn't. It was.
No, he did. I called him and I was like,
But I know what it's like to do
Yeah, he
pop-ups,
did
and
say
it's like
that.
you got to bring a bunch of shit, and it's like you got, like when you go back to your house, you're the only one taking this shit out, and you have to carry enough to be the only one taking this shit out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna wrap up. I appreciate you bringing all this shit down here.
Sure.
You fed us way too much food. I thought you were gonna do like 1 or 2 pizzas.
Yeah.
The moment I had your pizza, I thought it was unique and it's special to what you do.
Thank you.
I think your story explained from your dad and taking those moments and even like the nice slice. And I appreciate you even opening up that door a little bit to even us understanding that it came from there, which is what I wanted out of this. And I
Absolutely.
think it's cool that you pull from the moments with your father and the military and everything that you've been through, and you're still just doing all this hard work, but still making food you really love and then doing charity. And it'll be such a reward for you when you're finally done with the military and there's that part of your life that's behind you, and then you get to thoroughly enjoy what you want to do, which is the catering and whatnot. So to find a purpose and a love inside of having a career that's so overtaking that most people get into to just let it swallow them, and that's who they are, and then you define yourself through the military and pizza. It's not an easy thing to do, and your food speaks for itself. So thank you so much for coming on.
I think, Mike, Jesse, I really do appreciate your guys' time with this too. And I think a lot of the times too, whether it's, regardless of like military, any other job, a lot of the times people see whatever job you have, is that the kind of person you are? Like, oh, that guy works at Giant. That means he must love being a grocer, or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever the case. I think there's so much more underneath the veil of like what we do in our daily jobs, and like that's one thing I like to bring out with what we do.
A lot of
or what
people
I
get
do, I should
lost
say.
in that.
Well, that's and that's essentially what this show is.
Yeah.
Like people come on and are like, well, like you said, like what are we going to talk about? What are we going to gear towards? It's just us talking.
Well, it's just us
And us
it's
talking,
honestly-
it brings out your personality. It brings out a lot more than what you think it does.
Yeah.
And that helps people understand how you are. Because you just come on here and you just give one-word answers to whatever people are like, the fuck was that?
I do like, not to extend this, but like I do genuinely appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to do this. Like I said, I have always felt like I've been, I don't want to say behind the power curve, but like outside of the pack of what like the mainstream of what people are doing. I'm looking on the outside, looking in of like other businesses and other pop-ups and stuff that people are doing. I look to them for like motivation. Like guys like, for example, like Local Stone, like I think what he's doing is amazing. And like when
It's motivated me to do food, and same
Yeah.
with Angelo.
Yeah.
They're the two biggest factors in me doing food.
Sure.
And I will forever be grateful to them. because I watched what Local Stone did, and I was like, man, he gets to do what he loves, and it's underneath his terms. And then I saw Angelo just doing whatever the fuck he wanted, and just having, you know. And then when he sold his place, and then was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And then like he drove all the way up here to do podcasts, and then it's like, you know. And then I met
brought
with
that mozzarella. Good God,
That's great.
Have you had his mozzarella?
I have not. No.
Dude,
Mike
it's
was
stupid
saying,
good. Stupid good.
I like, between like you guys giving me just like this a couple hour platform to just like say my shit and act like an idiot, you know what I mean, for a little bit is great. Places like Easton Wine Project, the crew at Seven Sirens, you know, Jordan, Tommy and Nikki, like the bartenders and everything that were like helping out and everything, like all wonderful people. And like honestly, like I would not. One of the things that I very much value with what I do with the Nice Slice is that like I want people to understand that like I'm nothing, literally nothing, without the people who support me. Whether it's like your small inner circle, your family, your loved ones, your friends, or the random guy who comes up and is just like, hey man, like I really like your pizza. Thanks, dude. Like I, you know, used to live wherever, or like this reminds me of like what, like I love that. And like I appreciate you guys and the nice things that you've said about what I make and everything, but like I'm nothing without like the support of like people around me. And like I just genuinely appreciate everyone from the bottom of my heart, like just you know, just being around for this. So,
and I think you're a great fit too for Seven Sirens, because they do a bunch of charity stuff too, and they do a bunch of stuff, and they're the same kind of mindset. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Actually, I'll be back there.
I want to give you a chance to plug your social media, where your pop-ups are coming, and everything you got coming down the pipe.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm Chris. Hello. Hi.
I told you we'd introduce him.
2 hours later.
Yeah, like, we did a whole show. Who the fuck is this guy?
So I'm Chris Hello of at the Nice Slice PA on Instagram. I do pop-ups right now. I post them every once in a while. So far, right now in the pipeline, I have July 24th, which is a Saturday at Seven Sirens. I'm working Music Fest at Seven Sirens as well, August 7th, which is also another Saturday.
You're going to kill that?
I'm going to be tired, and I might, you know, just fucking die. I have a couple more dates at Seven Sirens that I'll post like later in the future. I'm available for catering. If you guys want me for like your summer parties or just like whatever, just reach me out on my Instagram, like I said, at the Nice Slice PA, at the Nice Slice PA at gmail.com. You know, and obviously if you come up to like a pop-up or you happen to see me at a catering gig, like please come talk to me. Like I'm all about getting to know, I want to know who you are. Like I love this sense of community, and it's literally has empowered me to keep this going. Like I said, I would be nothing without a random dude saying he likes my pizza and thinks I should do it, or thinks that I'm not 6 weeks out from doing this, or, you know, Seven Sirens and Easton Wine Project. I'm saying like, dude, you got it. Like, just help us out. Like, just be here. Just do this. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we want to have your pizza at this place. You know, so I appreciate that. Lehigh Valley and everyone else who's helped me along the way. Like, I would be nothing without this. So really, thank you guys. I appreciate this.
Cool.
And thank you for your service.
Yes, of course. If you're a first, you fucked me up. I had such a runway, and then you hit me. If you're a first time listener, first time watcher, first time anything with Never Again, you can go to neveragainstudio.com. On there, we have the video, the audio, we have our apparel on there. We are a one-stop shop for small business. If you need apparel made, I can get it done. If you need a commercial made, I can get it done. If you need marketing, digital branding, if you need anything at all, anything you see that I'm doing, I can provide as a service for you. We also have nazoammo.com. If you're looking for ammunition, we are selling Keystone Munitions. He's coming on the podcast, I believe, next week. I know I've been saying that for a year, but I swear he's coming on. nazoammo.com. We have a shitload of 9mm. We are having 223 and 5.56 coming down the pipe shortly. So if you need anything at all with that, please contact me on either Never Again Studio or nazoammo.com. Jesse, you are going to close out the show with a famous quote.
Yeah, I'm going to quote again from Clint Smith.
Wait, go to you. Click the you.
I don't want to put it on myself.
You have to. You're closing.
Oh, he's such a great guy.
Look at your face.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
I'm very tired.
Dude, you're so brave.
Clint
like
Smith.
A sexy gray fox.
Wonderful. No, I'm getting my haircut. Lion hair. Okay.
You're still sexy.
If you carry a gun and people will call you paranoid, that's ridiculous. If you have a gun, what the hell do you have to be paranoid about? That's
what
it.
a quote. Who is that?
Clint Smith.
Oh, who's that?
I'll give you. You weren't here, but I'll tell you his most famous quote is
he's an outlaw.
Yeah.
No,
he's a
not.
gunslinger.
Yeah. No, he's a veteran. Teaches Thunder Ranch.
Okay.
Really big dude.
Really big dude. Like he's a
important
giant
guy in the
event?
shooting.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
He's like,
I thought
he's
he
super
was
old.
like
no, he's a
muscular.
literal giant.
He's 9 foot tall.
That's
I'll-
really cool. That's an accomplishment all
No,
on his own.
he's a very well respected firearms instructor,
Okay.
military veteran. I'll
Gotcha.
give you his most important quote later because I already used it.
Okay.
But that's all I have to say. Eat his pizza. It's amazing.
Thanks.
It really is. It's really good. Like I said, I'm going to rank them.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know
No.
if that's nice to say. I'm just going to say you should just add the vodka to
The
your other
figgy,
two.
the figgy, and the vodka.
The
stick
vodka
out.
thing, I'm really digging that a lot.
Thank you.
I
appreciate that.
think you gave
That's
to
what
us
it was
last
called,
because
right?
you were
The
messing with my
figgy?
emotions.
The figgy. You called it the figgy.
The
I'm
figgy?
not. No, that one's just the Bianca. The
the
figgy would just
figgy.
be weird.
Nope. The figgy.
They're all very wonderful,
The figgy.
and I'm excited to see
The
what you
figgy.
do. So when I see you at a pop up somewhere,
Thank you.
there should be a whole bunch of those.
figgy?
I do appreciate this. We're not. Why are
Stop
you
calling it
saying that?
figgy.
Stop
He just likes saying the
that.
word figgy.
I know he does.
Thank you for your service, Michael.
We'll go to
damn
Seven
it.
Sirens next time he's down there.
724 baby 87. Let's fucking go.
Let's
Love
go.
Seven Sirens.
Figgy.com.
Thank
All right, we're going. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Why are we saying good night?
I don't know.
I
It's
want to
11
say good
o'clock.
night.
I'm